Venga por mí. Aquí lo espero en Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar, cobarde.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
Okay. Through the prayers of Holy Fathers of Jesus Christ, our God of mercy, on us and save us. Amen. Good evening. For those new here, my name is Father Joseph Swayden. I've worked in Orthodox Apologetics since 1998. I'm the founder of NFTU, True Orthodox and Ecumenical News, since 2004. We've been in the apologetic space on Facebook since 2016 and on YouTube since 2018. And if you appreciate what we do here, please like and subscribe. Okay, well, tonight we do our live Q&A session, the first one of the year, where you can get your questions answered live, as well as member-requested video reviews. So let's get started, and as always, if you want to jump on the stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link in the top of the chat, the YouTube chat, I should say. And so, I'll be taking super chats from the YouTube chat. And if you want your question or comment without super chatting, I'll answer it. But you might miss it if I don't put it up. So let's get started with the comments that we have here. Okay, Great Babe says, first, the Orthodox Youth gives the eyes. That to compromise says Delta Force incoming. Blind Reader John, LOL. Orthodox Youth, may God bless you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay. So I guess you can guess what the top story is going to be on today. Yeah, it would appear that it's been a bad 3 months for global communism. Communism was banned in Poland. Communism was banned in the Czech Republic, and today the physically largest outpost of communism in the Western Hemisphere. It's missing its unelected leader currently because he is now in a U.S. jail. So, with that in mind, again, if you've got questions, you've got comments, it is a live call-in show. So just remember, you can click the link at the top of the YouTube chat. You can click the link in the chat on X. You can get your questions answered. If you want to ask questions, make comments, tell Father Joseph he's insane. I mean, these are all valid options. So that's the big story today, and it's a great day, in my opinion, for those who are firmly against communism, that murderous ideology that martyred millions of Orthodox saints, killed millions more Orthodox people, killed many other people, lots and lots of other people, millions and millions of other people too. So yesterday was, in my opinion, a pretty good day. I was, as a young lad, I knew of Venezuela being one of the richest country in Latin America. Being that both of my parents were Latin America, it was something to be kind of proud of and aspire to. And then just watched it all destroyed for decades, almost 3 decades, by Chavez and by Maduro. And so besides being firmly anti-communist as an Orthodox Christian, I'm also firmly so by experience. And Venezuela was just tragic. It was tragic to see. And so I am super happy about this. I realize that there's a load of people who are like, oh, we just did it for the oil. Yeah, everyone knew that. But the point is, the oil being one thing, considering Russia and China were there for the oil, is that ultimately a murderous and sick leader is going to get his temporal reward. And that's something that, frankly, I cheer on. So, Let's take a look here. Karan says, "Win politics." Absolutely, absolutely. It has been, if people disagree, you wanna, challenge me on it. Hey, call in. I have no problem with that. Um, but that's the current news cycle. It's been quite crazy and quite interesting. So we'll see how it goes. But as somebody who prefers the free world to the non-free world, I'm kind of okay with this one. Um, anyway, so let's see. There are no questions today. This is interesting. Usually there's a question somewhere, but we don't have one today. Let's see what else we've got here. I mean, it's hard to have questions. It's like, okay, big community. You know what? I know exactly where I'm going to look. I'm going to just check one thing here. Go to the long dreaded Facebook. Let me see here. No, I'm never allowing Facebook to show comments. Let's see here. Iglesia. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see what we got. I am surprised not much has been said here. I was curious to see if Verdadera Iglesia Rusa Ortodoxa was going to say something, but they haven't said anything, and that's interesting by itself. Let me see here. Did you read? Oh, blind. Okay. Little Wing with a member chat. Remember, you can get your comment on the screen if you're a member, or if you do a super chat. Father bless. May God bless you in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Listening while cooking dinner. God bless all. Very good. Blind Reader John says, "Did you read the PDF that OTP has released?" I started reading it. It was engrossing. As a matter of fact, I am going to include a link to it. Give me just a moment while I do that. And see if I can get that there. Okay, books. Would it be under books? I'm gonna have to look for it. Another place that I can put the link up, so everyone who hasn't seen it yet can take a look at it. I did show it for the first time on the last stream, the silent stream. So if you go to orthodoxtraditionalist.com/ chronology. Let me see here. So yeah, take a look at this. This is actually all of 2025's involvement of the ecumenists and the surgeonists with heterodox bodies. It is not short. I believe it's something like what was it, 160 pages or something. It's pretty big. Let me just put it back up here. 163 pages. So it's quite impressive. It was very impressive to see that how much people say, well, how ecumenist are they? And I remember even when the fun really started, when I had the debate on the Crucible, and someone was like, oh, you can collect an article here or there about some bishop in Africa doing something he shouldn't. And the reality was, I told him, no, it's been happening for years and it's everywhere. And if you report on it, you'll see it's everywhere. Well, OTP did the work. He did the work in 2025 and put down every single time a major ecumenical event happened between the ecumenists and the heterodox. And it's 163 pages. Click that link if you want to see it, and you'll have hours of grossness. Very depressing. Raphael's ICXC says, I have a question. Do you think Milan and Avlona will be in communion with the GOC Kalinikos like at all? And what is the relationship between those groups? Well, there's no Milan. There's the American Metropolia because the Milan Synode's fallen apart. What I would say is that anything is within the realm of possibility. So do I think that it's possible? It may be possible in 5 years. It may be possible in 10 years. But the way it will actually break down will not be like everyone gets together. It will be more likely that the GOC under Archbishop Kallinikos and the Avlona Synod kind of hash things out together and figure that out if that were to happen at all. And then that would filter out into the communions, and there would probably be some conflict, etc. Debt to Compromise asks Little Wing, what you cooking? And Little Wing responds with oven fried chicken thighs with a regular spinach salad, avocado, beets, vinegar, and oil. Okay. No, yeah, that's okay. Raphael, it's a perfectly understandable error. We were in the same church. Milan granted us autonomy. So, yeah, it's all, I understand. When people say Milan Synod, they usually mean us. So, but there is no Milan Synod anymore, sadly. But updates on my book, you saw me going through pass-throughs in my writing video, which I'm pretty close to finishing. And so if it's not by nativity, it will be by theophany, without a doubt. Like the book is done. I'm just making sure it's clean, making sure it's readable. Eater of Bugs says, love that chicken from Popeyes. Okay. And Just a Compromise says, yo. Okay, so this is a great week to start thinking of how to end the fast because this is, of course, the week of Nativity. We reached Nativity on Wednesday, glory to God, and we've made it through another fast, and we're going to, enjoy the fruits of that. And, of course, the holy services, etc., the beginning of the Nativity season. So it's time to get extra festive and run in, get those last after Christmas discounts if you haven't, because there's so many of them everywhere. We've got our house a little decked up now because of that, real cheap, because you could get lights for like a few dollars. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Updates, of course. Last week I had mentioned that our stairs had collapsed. People were very generous this week. It wasn't enough, so I had to take a loan from Klarna. So the stairs guy is paid, but the stairs, he's waiting for completion of payment transfer. So he's not going to be able to do it till Christmas, which is really bumming me out. These stairs are broken now. It's dangerous to step on them. If worse comes to worse, I will have to start, going up another way until then, but I think they should last another 2 to 3 days, I hope. Yep, everyone is in a happy mood, and that's good. I'm just going to put down what I need, because if I don't ask, nothing happens. As I mentioned, I accrued debt, and further debt, and I am trying to, at this point, pay what I can and ultimately have enough for food on the table. So I'm putting an ambitious goal up. I'm hoping. I don't know if it will even come close to happening, but I have to try. So I'm putting up a goal of 500 today. So far, obviously, we are at 0, and that's okay. But we're going to get started. And today I'm going to be staying as long as possible, which means most likely this will be an 11:30 show, regardless of whether or not we make the goal. But my hope is that we do, because frankly, I know it's the holiday season, so it's been, it's always tight for everybody, but yeah, we're not in the best shape. And so it's Eater of Bug says, if Christmas is January 7th, then why does Santa deliver so many presents on December 25th? Well, the reason is ultimately because January 7th is December 25th on the Julian, the church calendar. But Santa, unfortunately, has to work on the deadlines given by the secular governments, and not enough people are Orthodox Christian to realize that the real date of December 25th is actually January 7th Gregorian. So I hope that answers your questions. Plus, on top of that, consumerism. Remember, you can't have after Christmas sales where everything's cheaper unless you do a Christmas for that. So it's like corporate Christmas. The point is, people need to pay full price for their presents. So that's just how the business world works. Dead to Compromise says, Christmas donuts, let's go. Yeah, please. And Quran says, oh. Okay, so down with the secular government. Yeah, well, the secular government did pretty good this weekend, so I can't complain. Oh man, and the number of people freaking out. It's like all of these multipolar world people that are all just following China and Russia's playbook. And I should say the Kremlin's, not Russia's, because it's not fair to blame the people for their lousy government. And same thing with China. You can't blame all the Chinese for the CCCP. We need to ask Santa to blink twice if he's delivering them on secular Christmas against his will. Oh boy. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you on that one. But anyway, so let's take a look here. Remember, this is our live Q&A show. So again, if you want to jump on the stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link in the top of the chat or in the X chat link for StreamYard. See here. Eating vegan cookie dough ice cream to celebrate. Sounds good. Some of those vegan ice creams are pretty good. A lot of them have disappeared from the shelves, though, I've noticed. So no idea what's going on there. Let's see here. So let's see. Just, we're doing what we're doing. So we're working on the book. Almost done there, pretty much. Well, the book is done. I'm just cleaning it. Again, if you want to take a look at the chronology of Humanism for 2025, it's in the links. If you are looking for a way to find a true Orthodox church, I believe I've put the maps in the chat. No, they're not there. Okay, so I will put them there. Hold on. Because if I don't do that, it makes it hard. Because people are always like, where is there a true Orthodox church? And I just have to say, like, every time, look at a map. But I forgot to put the map. But now, if you refresh your screen and you've been looking for a true Orthodox church, you can find it in the map on the YouTube channel. Actually, a number of people watch from X, so I'm going to just copy that there too. And I'm going to put that in the chat. And so, if you want to see that, it's probably going to show up on the comments now, or hopefully it won't. Let's see. All right, don't see it. Very good. Let's see here. What else have we got? Looking for questions, looking for comments, looking for challenges. So don't see any yet, but anyway, let's see. Trying to see here what else we've got going on. There are questions. I'm checking socials for questions. Okay, so I don't see any there. All right, Quran says, let's go upgrade. And Matthew Metanoia says, the holiday spirit might be an 8,000-year-old demon named Jingle Ball. Okay, Matthew. Let me see here. Eater of Bugs, will you debate me on the ethics and legality of Santa climbing down people's chimneys? No, because there's no evidence. There's no real evidence of the chimney theory. The simple reality is, as we understand from the earliest lives of St. Nicholas, he threw him through a window. So, and there's no need for him to use a chimney. He's a saint. If it is St. Nicholas doing the work, he doesn't need the chimney. But let's face it, and I told my son when he was a wee child, I said, son, this is St. Nicholas, and Santa Claus is a lie. Granted, there's some fascinating holiday, movies. Why are my cookies and milk gone then? Science can't explain this. You might want to have a talk with your parents. It's always weird to me how around secular Christmas this year, because of the Orthodox research I've been doing, it's strange how everyone was saying, I'm in the Christmas spirit. Well, when people talk about the Christmas spirit, the holiday spirit, they're just talking about the fact that generally many people seem happier. They're spending more time in church. They're spending more time doing nice things for others and preparing to do even more nice things for others. So really what people mean by the holiday spirit is that people are just generally warmer. Karandua says it felt demonic to me that they kept saying Christmas spirit. Maybe I don't know your circumstances. Raphael says, "Who are the Tikhonites or the True Russian Orthodox Church? Are they from the old catacomb groups?" Not sort of. Let me explain. Basically, when we're talking about the Artak, what they come from is the work of Archbishop Lazar Zhubenko. Archbishop Lazar was actually made a bishop secretly in the Soviet Union. His reign was somewhat controversial among catacomnics. He demanded everyone be reordained if they were operating. Certain groups like the Seraphim-Ogenites protested this. The point is, but he did, a number of catacomnics, because of his relationship with Rokor, they went into communion with him, so on and so forth, and that became the basis, along with the work of then Bishop Valentin Rusansov, of future ROAC, would be the basis of the Free Russian Orthodox Church, which immediately started with the fall of communism. When they went public, hundreds of thousands of people joined immediately, and so it was quite a movement. But yeah, it's always had catacomb bodies within it, just as the ROAC has. People who lived in the catacombs and operated in the catacombs in clandestinely. And so Father Boniface with a member chat, Benedicite, Father. And let me see here. And also, are there any other groups that come from Russian catacomb groups? Yeah, our Russian Synod, the one under Metropolitan Seraphim of Moscow, has catacomb groups and parishes in it. ROAC has catacomb groups and parishes in it. And the Artak does. There are other Rokor groups, many of whom have entered into the Russian territory, that have catacomb groups that have joined with them. There's even Matthewites who had catacomb groups that have joined with them. So almost all true Orthodox in Russia, there's some catacomb groups among them that come back from the time of before the fall of communism. So yeah, they do exist, and they are around, and they aren't treated well a lot of the time. And so especially like in this, in this Russo-Ukraine fratricide war, both governments have been picking up younger catacomb and younger free Russian clergy, and just drafting them forcibly. And so I have no respect for what the Russian Federation does to its own people, and I have no respect for what Ukraine does. They're both murdering lots and lots of innocent people, and that's shameful. And they should be ashamed, and people should be ashamed to associate with them. But instead, what we have all these ortho bro vlogger types who are basically like, they're crying in the comments about how like this is going to be like Iran, like what happened with Maduro. No, it's not. Venezuela is a Christian country. Like, there's no chance that this is going to create a power vacuum from which Al Qaeda forms. Okay, that's just not happening. So this is kind of dumb. But in any case, I remember a prosperous Venezuela, and I hope they get that back. And to all of our Orthodox people in Venezuela, I hope that they have an easier life, considering the difficulties that the Chavez and Maduro governments put upon Christian leadership. Let me see here. Raphael CXC says, I was surprised to find out monarchist Orthodox political parties in Russia are the smallest. United Russia Secular Party and the Communist Party are the biggest in Russia. And to be fair, United Russia, which is the Putin party, is way bigger than the Communist Party. But yeah, the monarchists in Russia are largely divided. And I think part of the reason for that sort of division is because of the low quality, forgive me for saying this, of descendants to the Romanov throne. I think only like maybe 2 or 3 possibly even have interest in being some sort of moral spiritual head of the state. Let's see here. But for real, Father, don't you have a problem with secular Christmas because it's a total sham and a useless substitute for the real church and the celebration they have? It's like robbing someone. Well, yeah, of course. If you don't have the church celebration and you don't have the prayers in it and you don't have that, the meaning of the entire feast is missing. It's like I hate to say it, but it's akin to the secular celebration of St. Patrick's Day, which, I mean, in Ireland up until recently, that actually involved people going to church, and it's been changed into the secular version, which is utterly shameful. Yeah, Eater of Bugs says, it's sad we've fallen so far that people's standard for a good government is now they don't like gay. Even the communists are considered base. Not by me, not by us, not by True Orthodox in general. They're not considered based. They sound like, the same old psychopaths they always sounded like. They've made it all about presence, not community, and like each other, like God would want by each other. I mean, celebrating. Yes, absolutely. Big Sosa says, Father bless. May God bless you in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Matthew says, Venezuela happens to have the biggest oil reserves. Something about oil makes an area needing to be liberated. That argument again. One moment, please. It gets tiresome. Tiresome, I tell you, to see this sort of stuff. And I gotta go look for it because, this is when you hear this sort of thing, it's always like crying about like American hegemony. Well, what about the fact that, the Venezuelan people have been suffering for almost 3 decades? No one cares about that part. Now, that happens to be a pleasant side effect of what has happened. And so I would like to once again present a counter argument, if I may. If I may.
Y le pido a todos que tengan fe, no sé dónde irá a salir, pero le pido a todos que tengan fe, que no se dejen llenar la cabeza de que los gringos solo quieren el petróleo, y los gringos solo quieren sus riquezas. O sea, y a esas personas les pregunto, ¿qué creen ellos que querían los rusos y los chinos durante tanto tiempo? ¿La receta de la arepa?
For those who don't understand Spanish, basically that's a Venezuelan guy, and he was basically saying, look, we're just having faith, it's going to move forward things. And for those complaining that the gringos wanted the oil, what do you think Russia and China wanted from Venezuela? The recipe for arepas? And so, yeah. So for those complaining, the oil was always there. And they had a healthy country operating off their oil-based economy. And then they voted in communists, who then gave all the oil to places like Russia and Iran, which strangely has its own oil, and basically tortured and murdered lots and lots of their people. So yeah, that's my take, and why I don't take seriously when people say the oil. Yeah, okay, it was the oil. So let's see. Yep. So I have no other way to ask this, but I think you'll understand. Are there other true Orthodox bishops like Metropolitan Demetrius? Well, I like to think of bishops as individuals. And let me see here. So that's kind of that's what I would say. There are lots of good true Orthodox bishops. Are they like Metropolitan Demetrius? No. Metropolitan Demetrius is like Metropolitan Demetrius. Are they special and good on their own? Yes. Let's see. Leonidas says, did you say the document of Zornikov's book on the cafe. Okay, first I'm gonna ask, one, did you mean see the document? And two, if that's the case, I have not. I did not know when did this happen? I'm on the cafe a bit, but I did not. I would have seen that. Is that a thing? Let me see here. Layman's defense, Venezuela analysis, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's a lot going on the cafe. Let me see if I can find something interesting like what you're saying here. So this is, see. Okay, so, whoa, no, I did not see that. I am looking for it. Where is it? Because I want to know. Von Zwernikov's on the... Oh my! Now, is this the Latin or is this the English? Because we've seen it in Latin. If this is what I'm in awe. What is this? This is is this translated edited by George T. and Scrua? Yeah, I don't know who those are. So, holy mackerel. If you can see this, people, it's 1,100. It's 1,114 pages. Wow. I'm gonna get a link. Give me a moment. This is amazing. I'm gonna hold on. Give me a moment. Someone just put what appears to be... My second monitor is getting weird. I really need to work on it. I don't know what's going on with it. A complete copy of von Zwernikov's book online. Okay. Yeah, that is an amazing find. Because it's a big book. And they clearly... Okay, let me just scroll through and see. Wow. This looks like it could be real. It looks legit, just based on the size of it. Is it legit? Right now, there's nothing telling me it's not. I'm amazed. It looks like this was 3 translators who worked together. Perhaps they used some technical, skill as well. But this is crazy big. This is amazing. Oh boy. Now, one thing, if you could say a prayer first. Benedicite.
Benedicite.
We could say a prayer for the fathers of the Abbey, by the way, because apparently either their well pump stopped working or their pipes are frozen, but they don't have water.
Oh my.
Yeah, so that's something. Just say a prayer for them if you can. Let's see here. We have to research. Unless we were born into a certain ethnicity, we are not aware of their people's problems. We have to tell each other, and also if there's misinformation. It's also fun when you speak Spanish. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, there's something wrong with my... This has been happening to my screen like all weekend, and I'm not sure what it is. All right, I don't know. So yeah, it definitely looks legit. Gabriel Michaels looks legit. Let me see, Big Sosa. Sorry if it's off the topic, Father, but can recall you mentioning the Matthewites' position on the new calendar is lacking grace. It was correct. Please correct me if I'm mistaken. That's the standard position throughout True Orthodoxy worldwide. Like, that's not the simple reality is the Matthewites might have been early, but that doesn't mean they were wrong. Because now virtually everybody in True Orthodoxy, including the former Synod and Resistance, all hold to this exact same position. What's going on here? Like some extra noise. Huh. One sec. Still there. Give me a second. Okay. There's like some extra noise in my earphones. In my earphones. I don't know. Maybe it was the volume in my thing. So yeah, this is kind of amazing. Glory to God. Yeah, it is huge. So yeah, Big Sosa, I hope that answers the question. That's just a standard True Orthodox position. And for the record, that is also the standard New Calendarist position on us. So I think everyone's being consistent. Yeah, this is amazing. This is kind of awesome. Yeah, definitely. For those looking, here is a copy of the thing on the cafe. If you want to try to see if you can get a copy, or the pirate says, Matthew Metanoia, it's less about oil and more about the death of the dollar as a global reserve currency. I mean, that's true too. You know, people can have that view, and that's fine. But let me see here. Yeah, slight white noise, not terribly bad though. But yeah, but where's it coming from? Is it the mic picking it up? Because the mic wasn't picking it up before. I thought I was maybe going nuts here a little, but what could it be then? Let me just take a look. Yeah, there is some white noise going on, and I don't know what that is. Okay, let's see if that helps. Because now it looks like a second. It looks like a second. Yeah, that did it. No, what was actually happening was the webcam that I have has a microphone on it that's pretty poor. It was also picking up sound, and I just shut it off. So I think that should do it. So let's see here. Is there, Big Sosa says, is there any recent document or synod that has stated that? Yeah, probably the most recent one would be the 2014 encyclical from the GOC. Yeah, so yeah, I got it to stop. But in any case, so you know, again, that's the most recent, and that was with the reunion of the Synod and Resistance. Other synods had said similar things. You know, I mean, our own synod has the clergy confession from 2011. Let's see. Or the pirate says Saudi is diversifying away from oil. We need to control the largest oil reserve in order for the dollar to be worth anything, because it's what has enabled us to print money into infinity. Well, I think what we need to do is stop printing money into infinity. That needs to be part of the solution. You know, and so I have no idea how this is going to play out. No problem, Big Sosa. Thank you for that. Once again, since we are now heading into the into the second hour here, well, we're going into actually the first. Say when we just passed the half hour, but I will say this: help keep the lights on. Support us by subscribing or donating at NFTU.net with various options like PayPal, Cash App, BTC, LTC, or XMR, or on GiveSendGo. Just look in the description. Currently, our goal is 500, and we are at 0. So let's just put that true. Yes, very true. We must stop printing money into infinity. We can't stop printing money into infinity without economic collapse. Absolutely right. And so that's something that we're going to have to do. So how are you doing today, Father?
All right. We had a good Sunday worship and preparing. You know, we were preparing our hearts to meet the Lord, and so it's good. It's good. Blessed time. Blessed time.
Glory to God. Glory to God. What's your thoughts on this whole Venezuela thing? Sure.
Oh, I appreciate your input. Yeah, I think that Mexican or that Venezuelan comment was good. It's like, both the East and the West are, thirsty for oil, and
Yeah.
and neither side has integrity, and so it's just we have a president who doesn't know how to control himself more or less than a country, and so we're fighting those issues. And I was thinking, Ortho Pirates' comment about fiat money and printing money. Well, yeah, I'll say this about that whole agenda there. We need to print money because it fuels the socialist dream of unreality, so that we can buy whatever you want and continue to engage our fantasy of world control
Yeah.
and our ideologies, which are anti-Christian. But the only problem is that they all fail and it all collapses. It's like I think it was a Spanish historian said, the history of Western civilization is the history of bankruptcy. And so there you go.
Yep.
So it's
Well, now
one.
this
Go
claim
ahead.
that I do see that Reconquista says Venezuela had 1 trillion in precious metals. We just stole all of Venezuela's gold. I actually did. I did see that claim, and I tried to fact check it, but the reality is we already had that in place with J.P. Morgan, and it was for Latin America generally, not specifically Venezuela. So I mean, I think it's that we're conflating a couple of different things. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Eater of Bug says, I'm glad we have a Trump class destroyer warship while our economy is tanking and none of us can afford to live. Well, our economy is tanking, and I think some of that might be focused on overemphasis into AI to cut into more like employment issues. We're seeing more permanent unemployment. I can't really comment on the whole "none of us can afford to live" thing, considering I'm running a banner asking for money on the bottom of the screen. For real, it really is always about the oil. I don't know much, but to me, it seems like oil is an excuse to wage war and enslave other people, a license to kill mercilessly. I feel like maybe you guys don't know how Venezuela has been for the past 27 years, because the whole waging war and enslaving other people is kind of what they've been doing for almost 3 decades ever since Chavez came in. Like, I get it. Yankee man bad. America's a great Satan. I get the what's the word I'm looking for? The talking points. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple at all. And so I disagree. Or the part says J.P. Morgan is part owner of the Fed. We didn't take the gold; the private entity did. LOL. They're also sitting on 700 million pounds of silver, and they're They're trying to consolidate silver because of all the basically the run is going on. Your boy Johnny says now we need America to outlaw both Judaism and Islam. Absolutely true. Would be useful. Matthew says, why is this our problem? Well, obviously, the whole taking the oil thing was the motivation, but also making sure China and Russia don't take the oil was the other motivation. If we keep saying nothing is our problem until the barbarians are at the gate, then it's going to be a nightmare for us. Rick Conquista says, can we import the Venezuelan women and export all the feminists to Venezuela? Yeah, I don't know. All right. So just a reminder again, it is it is our live Q&A session. So if you want to jump on stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link at the top of the chat. As I've mentioned, I will be staying a little later today, regardless. So thankfully, let me see here. Or the pirate says, because if Trump doesn't prop up the dollar, you can't keep streaming from your car. Ayana Kari says, would outlawing Judaism and Islam be a free country, though? Yeah, I think so. No one ever asked that question in Islamic countries. No one ever asked that question in Israel. So why wouldn't it be true here? There's a difference. It would probably mean a qualification of the First Amendment, which is talking about freedom of religion. I mean, I'd be okay if it's just freedom of Christianity. I don't know. But
See, the problem is that America doesn't have a Christian identity. I mean, you could outlaw Islam and Judaism, but what are you going to have in the place of it? Some Masonic, Gnostic style of Christianity?
Yep. You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. Once again, for those wondering what's on the screen, also, this was just discovered, I guess, I don't know when it was put on the cafe on January 1st. On Scribd, apparently, somebody has put the entire Zernikov Tractatus on the Procession of the Holy Ghost, a massive takedown of the Filioque. And so I highly recommend, if you haven't, take a look at it. I don't know if it's perfect or legit, but it does kind of look like what he was writing, just based on the stuff we have seen in translation. So let me see here. Yep, Anacarius is very true, Father Boniface. Eater Bug says Father Boniface is speaking facts. Just true. Again, let me take a look here. Let's go now onto YouTube and see if anyone is saying something worth responding to. Let's see here. We're gonna hit live. Yeah, it's Apologetics Roadshow. There, it's always boring. No, just streamers and stuff. No, nobody. No, are we the only religious information on YouTube going live right now? Wow. Okay, very interesting. So let's see here. Let's see. Red Conquista says, did you see the video of the Chad Lubavitch guy explaining why they have a bloody mattress in the tunnel that they try to summon the? No, I haven't seen that. If you could give me a title, I mean, is this new? I mean, I thought that thing happened like a year ago.
Yeah.
Let's see. Eater Bug says the whole of American identity is built on Freemasonry. George Washington had a weirdo tomb built for himself with Masonic imagery everywhere. I mean, look at the apotheosis of Washington in Washington, D.C. I mean, it's clear that, they had a very strange concept. They had Freemasonic concepts all over the place. Your boy Johnny94 says, to truly become a Christian nation, we need to make at least Trinitarian Christianity the only acceptable religion here. A Muslim holding a government office here is an insult. Yep. Tell that to New York City, which is currently in its own miniature communist disaster. Eater Bug says, we replace the creed with the Constitution. Very good. Karan Randala says, Father Joseph, do you think it's a good thing that Maduro got taken by the American? Could you explain that again? It's very simple. He was an evil dictator running a horrible regime, and he was using that to help our enemies. We're not even talking about the drug running. He was doing bad things to good people, and that was because he was a communist. And so as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad he's gone. Okay, Father tagged you on the video on Twitter. All right, let's see what we got. By the way, I will say X has not been too nice to me in terms of notifications and stuff. Okay. Oof, that's a bad pun, Father London. Okay. All right, this was from June. Okay, I guess I'll just kind of share it.
There was one more viral image going around, and this is the one everyone's been talking about. Is this, Dirk just pulled up on screen, stained mattress that was pulled out of the tunnel being carried by members of the synagogue. So there's a lot of crazy conspiracy theories. I don't want to go down any tasteless rabbit holes. But David, if you could explain, why was there a mattress in the tunnels and what is the stain? A lot of folks are wondering, is this stain feces?
No, it's not feces.
What
The
is
stain is blood, and basically we did rituals. I said that before. There were some rituals that we do in the tunnels. And sometimes the rituals might involve someone who recently died, and we'll bring him down there. And we're trying to do a ritual to bring back the Messiah, which is a Schneerson. If you heard about him on the news. So he died many years ago, but we have rituals that we believe we can bring him back. And so,
so how do these rituals
Was that
work?
the main guy who was sort of instructing on the tunnel?
That was a long time.
I mean, that's a bit of a stretch. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're trying to resurrect Schneerson. That would be. I mean, that just sounds full crazy town. So yeah, I have no idea. Your boy Johnny94 says Hindus, Muslims treat Western countries like USA, England, Germany as ATM machines where they can go to make money so they can send it back home. They never assimilate and teach their children to hate us. I mean, I hate to say this, but to a large degree, that's often true. And it needs to stop. And it will stop when governments decide they've had enough, which they clearly don't think they have. Let's see here. Yeah. Gabriel Michaels says, looked very squalid and filthy to me. Yeah, it was underground. I mean, it was underground in under the one of the synagogues in Manhattan. It was in a dirty basement. So yeah, it was pretty squalid and filthy. And so yeah, that's true. Oh boy. So let's see what we've got going on now. Looking here. Okay. Don't see any new questions. For our Q&A show, we're quiet this week. This has been one of the quietest weeks. Let me see here. Okay. Okay. One moment. We just had a great donation. Anonymous donation via Give, Send, Go. Give me a moment. I'm going to update this. Let me see here. For $367.
Wow.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. That is great.
That's amazing. That puts us at, well, the goal is now 133 or 123. No, 33. Currently, we're at 367. And thank you so much, Anonymous. I really appreciate it. Wow. That's brought us almost at, I think that's at 75% of goal almost. Wait, well, 375. So to reach 75% of goal, we need $8. Let me see here. Let's see. Yeah, tunnel was filled with garbage and dirt like the New York City subway system. Yeah, it did look kind of like that. It was nasty. Ina Curry says, to be fair, the Westerners teach children to, if not hate, but see anyone else as the other. Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that. I have no idea that I do. I think that, I'd say that our kids are probably raised to be the least hateful I've seen of any group of people. I went between the shul and the mikvah. Yep. Eater of Bugs says 6'7". I still don't see how this is even a thing. I heard it's a song, but let me see. Reconquista says, me mom died in the holly. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear this. And Little Wing with a member chat says, wow. So wow, this is kind of amazing. So I'm just going to put this up. We are very close to goal, an hour in. And thank you for that. Give me a moment. Okay. And so I'm really appreciative and grateful. This is going. Yeah, your boy Johnny 94 6'7" might be something demonic, but yeah, it is. It is. I think to some degree. I think the whole concept behind the song sounds kind of evil, and the sort of awfulness of it. I have not actually. I'm gonna be honest. I have not heard the song. so I cannot judge it. But based on people's reaction to it, it does seem like there's something off and evil going on with it. Yeah, Eaterbug says, I don't get 6-7 either, but herd mentality means it's funny now. Well, the problem is when something evil propagates, it can propagate, seriously, or it can propagate ironically, but it's still propagating, and that's not itself. That itself is not a good thing. And so this is great. Thank you for that. Once again, if you want to jump on the stream to ask us a question or make a comment, just click the link in the top of the chat, or in the chat for StreamYard on X. Note that there is a wait time if it's busy, which it is not right now. So we've got not too many questions, but we're moving along quite well. Let me see here. What else? Your boy Johnny says, "Why do papists lie all the time?" Well, the part of it is because they've been taught lies. It's not that they mean to intentionally lie; it's that they've ingested lies that have unfortunately internalized. Not for many of them.
Yeah, it has become a culture because their leadership is lying, and so they lie to one another. They lie in their let's say in their theology, they lie in their canon law. That's known. They admit it themselves. They fabricate stories and make it their canon law. That's known.
Ouch. Atomic Lead writes, if they didn't, they wouldn't speak at all. Ouch. Karan Randhawa says, Father Joseph, are all the nations going to be run by a demonic government until Christ comes back? I don't know. I don't believe, for example, that the Orthodox empires were demonic. I think that they were blessed by God, and I think even other governments, to some degree, have divine sanction. I think the question is this the end because everyone's being run by governments of psychopaths and the demonic? I don't know. I don't. Remember, it's not our job to know the day or the hour. We know the signs that show when Antichrist is coming. Some of them have become a little stronger, like digital ID. But we're not there yet. And so I don't think we should automatically assume that that's the direction God's going to take it. Maybe, maybe not. As I mentioned at the beginning, it's been a bad 3 months to be a communist, for example. Communism is now banned in Poland. It's now banned in the Czech Republic. We just literally took the biggest, physically biggest too, communist leader in the hemisphere. So we don't know what's going to happen. What if we just keep chasing communists down, or these governments keep chasing communists down, and open the possibility up for real Christian leaders to come back? I don't know. That could happen. I don't know the likeliness of it. This could be the end. That could happen, but I don't know that either. So
the book of Revelation, what talks about, where Thessalonians talks about the restrainer, and when the restrainer is removed, then Christ, the approaching culmination of time is approaching. And so when you look at things, let's say over in Britain, especially at the moment, or like Europe, France and Germany, especially in Germany, there's no restraint at the moment. There's no stopping criminal behavior in the streets.
Yeah.
And that's so much true in America too. There's some cities where there is just no restraint. Yeah. There's no power to combat crime, evil. And so therefore that's an indicator, at least if it isn't going to happen, at least it shows you what it will be like.
Yeah, and again, there are places where they are pushing back and trying to stop it. So we're in a state of war. We're in a state of global, internal war, and it's an info war ultimately. An informational war. Leonidas with a member chat says, thoughts on visiting World Orthodox monasteries. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I personally wouldn't. We have enough monastics that need our help and need our support, and monasteries that need our help and support. I just wouldn't. To me, it seems like a waste of time unless you're going specifically to visit certain relics. For example, like I have gone to Saint Tikhon's monastery to visit the relics of the Holy Father Alexis Toth. And there's a lot of other relics, by the way, of many of the pre-revolutionary saints, etc. Saint Tikhon's there. So that's a reason to go. But I can't see like a reason that, like, I wouldn't go for the monastics. Let me think. Debt to Compromise says, I think these trends like 6-7 are to condition the young populations for future acceptance of who knows what. Possibly. Tawny Shields says, Father, did you get your stairs fixed? No. I paid for my stairs to get fixed, and the guy is telling me he's waiting for the payout to clear in his account, which will be on the 7th, on Orthodox Christmas. So God willing, he will fix them on Wednesday. That's all I can do. I paid. I thought it was going to happen. I paid on basically on New Year's Eve, and here we are. So I had to wait a week. Yes. Let me see here. It's banned everywhere except here. Yeah. Making a donation like a forgery like the donation of Constantine is probably the most dishonest thing in history. Yeah, it absolutely was. And yeah, they repeat what they've been taught in religious school as children. That's Gabriel Michael talking. E. Michael Jones says many times Jesus Christ appointed Peter as Pope. That will never stop. All that we can do is tackle the lie and hope people see it and hope that people turn away from papism as a result. Yeah. But Matthew Metanoia says Poland is doing good things. Yes, he is. And then let's see. I don't know what this is. Bukele let him rule over the whole Central and South America. Oh, he wrote. Yeah. Well, Bukele, I think, is happy just taking care of El Salvador. He did cheer on this recent action. Canon 67 of the 6-7th Council in 1067. That's not funny. Sorry. Bukele, he wrote Philosopher King on his X account. Quran Rendell says, does that mean Christ was born on the 7th of January? No, he was born on December 25th, Julian, which does roughly correspond to the 7th of January. So yeah, that's the answer to the question. Leonida says, is there a comprehensive list of all the church fathers, Eastern and Western, down to modern times? Not to my knowledge. Your boy Johnny says we need Holy Orthodoxy in Latin America. I know, and it's growing everywhere. It is growing. I know that I know our Greeks and other Greeks have parishes in Colombia. I know that the GOC has a monastery there that still have to talk to Bishop Maximus Pelagonia about see if I can reach him about the coffee thing. There are Orthodox churches in Argentina. There are Orthodox churches in Mexico, and there are True Orthodox churches in Venezuela even. So, okay, Tom Katsafenas with a super sticker. Da-da-da. Thank you so much for helping keep the lights on, and that puts us at 3/4. So now we can say, hold on, let me just add this. And we're going to put that on. 81. So we're now at 381 with a goal down to 129. We are now 3/4 of the way there. So even if I wasn't going to do it late, I'm already going till at least 11. Ayanakari says, Father, is there a single Orthodox primer akin to the Orthodox Church by Ware Church History that you would recommend? I have great news for you. Here is what I would say. The way you could get that, and it would be comprehensive, my book is coming out, God willing, this week, if not before Theophany. That will cover the 20th century. A great little book that covers up to the 20th century is a pocket church history for Orthodox Christians by Hiram Gaden Keller. And to round it all off, to add that kind of the historical resistance perspective, I would recommend The History of Resistance by Subdeacon Nectarius. You put those 3 books together, God willing, when I put mine out, and you'll have a reading experience that largely rivals that of the Callisto Swear book and will be a better book with a real historical backdrop. Let me see here. Debt to Compromise says, base, Tom. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. True. And let me see here. Wait, I'm still confused. Was he born in January or December according to the True Orthodox tradition? He was born on December 25th. Julian. So that the January is a Gregorian date. Like, these are two different calendars. That's why we have Orthodox Christmas and Western Christmas, because that comes from the move to the Gregorian calendar. Eater of Bugs says January 7th is December 25th. Yes. Atomic Lead says, consider a look at St. Peter Megillah's Catechism and the Confession of Dothus Theos of Jerusalem. Absolutely true. Those are useful. Leonidas with a member chat says, so Origen, Tertullian, and Clement of Alexandria are all considered heretics, correct? Yes, they are. Although in most Western patristic lists, they're included. So, once again, it is our live Q&A session. So if you want to jump on stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link in the top of the chat. We are now in that second hour. And so it's let's once again put this on, help keep the lights on, support us by subscribing or donating at NFTU.net with various options like PayPal, Cash App, BTC, LTC, or XMR, or on Give, Send, Go. Just look in the description. We got a great start to the evening so far. We were at a $500 goal. We are up to 381, and we are now down to 119. 119 will break the goal for tonight. If we can set, 119 it should be. My math is, I can't math, people. This is the worst. Hold on, let me fix that. So we are at 119. We can smash through 119 tonight. That would be awesome. We'll make for a very merry nativity day, and so it will be very useful. Well, let me see here. Hold on. And once again, if you want to jump on the stream, feel free. Let's see. Thank you, Atomic. Very true. Yep. And Prot cites them as well. Yes, they do, because they can't make a distinction. What was Clement's heresy? Ooh, I don't know. Give me a second. I'm trying to remember. That's one I don't even remember. And I'm gonna have to. I know it was weird. It was a weird one, but hold on. Okay. Let's see. From what, just a quick search. Like, it doesn't look like he was viewed as a heretic, like after his death, like he wasn't condemned, but he did hint at some adoptionism, etc. So that's what I would say there. Mostly is things that lean toward it, but he was considered an Orthodox father at his death, to my knowledge. He just wasn't considered a saint. Okay, I got that. Oh, I just got that in the other classes. It lines up a different way. The other calendars, yeah. 2,000 years ago, the Julian calendar was right on time because of imprecise calculation. The Juliander falls behind 1 day approximately every 200 years. All calendars stripped. That's true. There is no such thing as if switching to the Gregorian calendar or the revised Julian calendar did not actually fix the problem of calendar drift. Your boy Johnny94 says, why did the Cappadocians have so much respect for Origen? Because he was a serious thinker. Remember he ran a school and a philosophical school, so he was considered an intellectual heavyweight. That, and many people felt he was very pious, although he had a number of opponents among the fathers. St. Jerome kind of striking me as the first one, if I remember correctly. But the whole point is that, people who were in contact with Origen thought he was a very spiritual and one of the, bigger intellectual heavyweights of his day. So, yeah, this is starting to bother me with this. My second monitor, it's just blinking at me now, which is really weird. So this may be the end for that monitor. I don't know. Everything's falling apart at all time. Let me see. So let's take a look here. So we continue on. If you want to jump on the stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link in the top of the chat. All right. Well, I'm not seeing too many questions. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take a 3-minute water break. Feel free to continue in the comments while I do that. And I will be right back. Let me see if I have the banner that says water break. I don't, but let me make one. Okay. Oof. Not a ticker. Save. Thank you for that. Let me see. At the first council of Nicaea, 325 was noted the calendar was 3 days beyond the season. The matter was left to the state to rectify it as it was a civil matter. The state never adjusted it. Okay. My point is it's accurate enough, but yeah, that let me see here. Do we know why? Was it ever addressed? Let me see. Under a Christian monarchy, I'm assuming, was it not important? It wasn't technically Christian in 325. It wasn't really fully Christian until Emperor St. Theodosius with his edict in 382, which made Christianity the state religion. Gabriel Meyer said yes, because the state did not regard the discrepancy as important enough to warrant a major calendar revision. Yeah, because it would completely alter life. These things work. They took dates importantly and quite seriously. So it affected everything from planting to commerce to the church services to life in general. It was when it was done under the Gregorian reform in 1582, it caused chaos in Europe, which is why a lot of the Protestant countries didn't follow it until a couple of hundred years later for trade reasons. Let's see here what else we've got. Let's see. What waste? Well, not necessarily. It's the question is in terms of, was it important enough for the empire to change it? I'm guessing they didn't feel it was. So that's the way I see it. And as far as I'm concerned, maybe there was a divine hand behind it because it kept stability for so long. For so many. And so I want to try to see something here. Trying to see if I can get my second monitor working.
You know, in the book of Daniel, it talks about how the Antichrist will seek to change times and seasons. And the whole idea of changing calendars is very disruptive, like you're alluding to there, Father. It disrupts order, which goes back centuries. The traditions of cultures, the way families did things. It just disrupts it. It tears people from their past, and it creates it's like the renovationists or Protestant. We're starting everything new now, and that man's a tabula rasa. He's born with no knowledge, and he has to learn everything. There's nothing innate, and so therefore we're starting all over, and we're going to reprogram everybody. And so that's just an attempt right there to do it.
Definitely, I agree 100%. Or the pirates as stated in Daniel, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? Chapter 9, something like that. So.
All right. Well,
so
again, go ahead.
I'm just saying that if you have few people, I think, have experienced that kind of a change. But in my journey through the Catholic Church, when John Paul II changed the Rosary and put in another mystery, it disrupted the whole old order of the Catholic Church. And to me, it was like I was used to one method, and then to change it disrupts your whole rhythm. And so therefore, I kind of recognized, yep, he's changing things to disrupt the regular order of the traditionalist Catholic Church, which did. So anyway, so that's just a small slice of, but the effect that it has is tremendous.
Yeah.
And the people, people today don't know their heritage. They don't know. I mean, how many people in America realize that America was once on the Julian calendar?
Yeah, it was. And or the pirate says, I think chapter 7 is what he was referring to. Atomic Lead, the other Paul mentioned this in this interview with Bishop Father Joseph of Velika Enoch. A consistent liturgical calendar is extremely important. Yes, we did. Gabriel Michael says, every calendar drifts, some more than others. The idea is to keep everything even and regular. The Julian calendar was very accurate for its day. Well, I don't think its time is over. First off, we're still using it in the church just fine, but also it's used on NASA computers. It's used on anything that's as much as people don't like to talk, some people don't like to talk about space travel, the Julian calendar is being used in space travel. To me, that tells me that it is more valuable than the Gregorian for the future than for that. Grant says, I can't see how that would be important because God is not someone who can consider to make changes and forces people to confirm. If it was disruptive, it would make sense to not change it right away. Yeah, I agree. Leonidas says, what? With a member chat. When did America switch to the Gregorian? I believe it was shortly before the American Revolution, something like 1760 or something. Like George Washington's birthday is on the Julian calendar. And there are still people in America, even among the Anglicans, who celebrate what's known as Old Christmas. They know about it because they know about the what is that plant? Somebody help me. It's a certain type of plant that's in it. The Glastonbury thorn only blooms on the traditional date of nativity. Yeah, or the pirate says in the 1800s. 1752 is what it seems to be Gabriel Michael says, that the compromise says, and or the pirate says, I stand corrected. Yeah, so it was pretty, but it was within Washington's lifetime, which is why his birthday is rendered on the Julian calendar. So that's important to remember. So yeah, trust me, I hate to say this, but between this stuff, the part of it being part of American history, and the whole space travel thing, it sounds to me like the Julian calendar isn't just a calendar of the past, but could very well become the calendar of the future again, because it just turns out it's useful for Earth.
And all the calculations that they use are geocentric and not heliocentric. They have to calculate from the Earth everything.
And so it's interesting because it upends the underlying mentalities that people have about how space works and so on and so forth. So it's very interesting. Your boy Johnny94 says, why would Protestant nations' kingdoms switch to the Papist calendar? Initially, they didn't. Remember the Pope switched the calendar in 1582. So the American territory following England switched it in 1752. That's almost 200 years later. Like, they didn't want to switch to it, and most of the Protestant kingdoms didn't switch to it. It was only over time, due to trade, that eventually some of them said we should just switch to the Gregorian calendar out of frustration. And Russia didn't switch to the Gregorian calendar until, for business purposes, until just the dawn of the revolution, like 1910. So this is not like a long decided thing that existed universally. Oh, far from it.
Okay, so Arthur Pirate was alluding to Daniel chapter 7, so it's 7:25. And he shall speak words against the High One, and shall crush the saints of the Most High, and he shall think himself able to change times and laws, and thus they shall be delivered into the hand until a time and times and half a time. So he shall change times and laws. So the idea is that the Antichrist has tried to disrupt society by changing times and laws. And that's an indicator of the movement of our times. And people think, well, it's no big deal. Well, the Antichrist thinks it's a big deal. So think about that.
Yep, very true. And let me see here. So Gabriel Michael notes there were funny riots in London. People had posters, we want our 10 days back. Very true. Karan Wendell is talking about the Mayan calendar. Yeah, and that failed because it did. Spankio 2856 says, is the Afrostinus Cafe not accepting new registrations anymore? Take a look at what I just put up. Cafe time. If you're trying to get registered and at eufrostinuscafe.com, let us know in the comments. The easiest way to get registered as we continue to update the system is to let us know. And then we will approve them, because we are being attacked by nonstop spam bots. At least once in the past year, we've already been hit with DDoS attack. People are not happy in these foreign governments that the cafe is back and that the truth is coming out. So if you give me your username in the chat, I will personally approve it myself. Gabriel Michael says, the Persian calendar is the most accurate, but switching to the Persian is tantamount to adopting Persian culture. Yeah, that's not happening. I heard, let me see, your boy Johnny says, I heard Pope Leo X helped keep the Talmud being printed during the Renaissance. Crazy if true. All right, so let me go to the cafe's administration board, and you should be recent, I hope. And let's take a look. Okay, not in the first 10. Let's try. I wonder what someone. I will probably approve you if you sound like a totally real person, which at least on this first page, one person does. So I'm going to allow them on. And that is activate. And then let's go back. All right. So I'm going to try to put more people on, and I'm going to look for Cornelius. Let me see here. All right. I don't see you in the first 50. 1 second. Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to have to try to search users, see if I can find you.
So, Father Joseph, have
Yeah.
you ever heard of the Roman Catholic statue named Synagoga?
No. What is that?
Look it up.
Okay.
Synagoga. You want to look it up for a second?
Well, I want to activate Cornelius first. I'm assuming
That's fine.
this is the Cornelius, so I will activate. Okay, you should be activated now, Cornelius. Let me see here. Can you give a top 3 English church fathers? That's what I remember, chat, and it's a super chat. Thank you for that, for helping keep the lights on. The answer to that, well, the first one I'm going to say is Saint Bede. That strikes me as probably the most important in terms of historians. Who else?
How about Gregory? Gregory the First?
Okay, You mean Pope Saint Gregory the First?
Yeah. Because
Oh,
he's considered Western, isn't he? Because of the Gregorian chant.
well, it says, but English church fathers. So
Oh, English. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Give me a second, but trying to think on that one. Part of me wants to say St. Patrick, but that's technically Ireland. But let me think here. St. Bede, and hold on. Let me just open up the history. Because I'm drawing a blank. Because that is how things go for me a lot of the time. Let me see here. Okay, St. Alban.
Dunstan?
St. Dunstan, yep. I would say that's a good 3. I would say that those would be considered among the top. So thank you for that. Okay. Catholics would be lucky if he wasn't walking around with one. Yeah, Hoffman remembers that. W means with also. Yes, I know. Leo the X Leo X wanted the Talmud to be preserved as a record to blatant Jewish error. Well, I mean that's a normal impulse, I think, among most cultured peoples, is they want to preserve things even if they're critical of them to show why they're wrong. So to that end, I can't even hold that against him. I've heard of it and I've seen it. Pelagius, no, Pelagius is not. Yeah, come on, let's stop.
Sorry.
No. Then
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Check out Synagoga.
Okay, Synagoga. Hold on. Synagogue, and it's a statue?
I do believe, yeah.
Synagoga statue.
At the Vatican, I do believe.
It's like a woman with a snake draped around her.
Right. Where's the snake draped?
Hold on. Well, that's what it says. I can't see it well. Let me look at the actual image. Okay. The snake is draped. I think it looks like it's draped near her head. Yeah, it's on her head.
Yeah, it's draped over her eyes.
For those wondering what I'm looking at here, give me a second. I'll share it for you. Hold on. Yep. Oh, it is. That is the drape. Okay, the snake is blinding it. Wow.
Okay, and then the rod of Aaron is broken.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, there's some detail in this. Very, very interesting.
So what it's saying is that the synagogue is blinded by the serpent, and its discipline as relating to the rod of Aaron is null and void. There's no discipline in the synagogue, and they're blinded by the devil.
Wow.
That was That's at the Vatican.
Wow. Okay. Let me see.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So that's crazy. Wait, really, Gabriel? So that is very odd because it was one shape, V or a W or V, which just means long live. Would be cool if it was just a W, big W. No, no, no. It's because V W always is like V doble in Latin, so it's also considered like a double U, which is why you hear some people say, W or double V, depending on who you talk to and what Latin-based country. Okay, so let me see here. So your boy Johnny says, "Make the papacy orthodox again." M upside down in Italian means morte, death to. Yes, absolutely. Okay, let me see what else we got going on here. Okay, so this was an interesting statue to say the least. Let me take that down. New statue, synagoga, ecclesia in our time, blindfold gone. I think I saw something about that. Give me just a moment. All right. When was this done? Ecclesia and synagoga, church and synagogue are usually a pair of figures personifying the church and the synagogue.
And you see, the Jews were not happy with that statue. See?
Yeah, well,
And in
now
fact,
they've modernized it to where it's, they're supposed to be harmonized, as in this image here in 2016. So let me share that one. They made it like everyone looked like they were friends. Like, just so bizarre.
well,
But
it just goes to show you the movement. You see, where once Rome was critical of the Jews, now it's
yeah,
in
a partner.
compliance and
Yeah.
partner. Yeah. So
And Gabriel
it's
Michaels
just
says Italian has no letter W. Okay. And the word Aviva is a double V written in graffiti as a W. Okay. Got it. Interesting. All right. Well, this is a tale of many statues. So this is quite interesting how things have changed. But it is unfortunate that is kind of where we're going with things these days. But yeah, must have been that pesky doctrinal development. LOL. Absolutely. I know that Elijah Yassi, who had just debated on the papers, you can see that in our channel if you want to take a look at that. And he debated some, I think it's Alex Soren or someone, and kind of like, it's going to be a bad year for Catholic apologetics. I kind of feel like it because they just keep losing badly. Yeah, that to compromise says oof. So yeah, let's see here. What else? Maybe we got something in Twitter. Okay, what's this? Let's see here. So what else have we got today? Let's see here.
well, if you've got there's a recent development, let's say in that scandal in Minnesota with the Somali daycare centers,
Oh,
right?
whoa! Hold on. We just got a donation. Thank you, DP. One moment. And I'm gonna add. That's in PayPal. 420. Thank you so much for that. So that brings our total to 403. We are now just $97 away from goal. This is amazing. This is great. Can we do it? Can we do it? So this is awesome. Thank you so much. Actually, now that makes me want to see if I should check my thing. Where's the thing that has the info? I don't know. Huh. I can't find my device. I thought I had it. Give me 1 second, please, everyone. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Leonid says, "What's the Orthodox position on Irogena?" From what I understand, he had some very odd positions. That he kind of, I mean, he wasn't declared a heretic or anything, but I forget how he died a pretty tragic death, if I remember. Wow. So let me think here. Let me see. Yeah. So I would say, well, we don't know. I don't think that he wasn't condemned as a heretic, to my knowledge. Or the virus says Reconquista Mormon apologetics. Yeah. Oh, what's worse than Catholic apologetics? Protestant apologetics? Yeah. Mormon apologetics are probably the worst ones. And if Mormons or Protestants or Catholics would like to come on and challenge us on the show, please feel free. If you're watching this and seething in a corner and you're just getting angrier and angrier and wondering why these Orthodox guys, why? Just call in. You can call in and just let your beef out. And so let me see here. Gabriel Michael says, interesting, the modern Muslim Arabic version of Jesus is Esau, which is really a dialect version of Esau. That is interesting. Let's see what else is going on. Give me just a moment. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Wait, was that? Okay, wait a second. Okay. I keep missing. I missed one apparently because I don't have my stuff. But hold on. We have another donation. And this one through Cash App for $20 for the stairs. And hold on, I gotta fix this. We're now down to $77. And we are at 423. Glory to God. This is wonderful.
Amen.
I'm super grateful. This is awesome. So our goal is down to 77. So if anyone wants to knock it out, or if a few people want to knock it out, I don't have access to my phone, so I'm not seeing these immediately. But I am seeing them, insofar as they are coming in. It's just taking me a little. I had to get to my email, but my email is now open and ready, so I will see things as they come. And so let's see here. Okay. Looking for new comments. If they remember, once again, praise God. Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank God. And once again, this is a live Q&A show, so if you want to jump on the stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link in the top of the chat. We are looking for questions and comments to everything. So, gotten some interesting ones tonight. And so we'll continue on. So this is good. Let's see here. Hold on, just checking something. Okay. Okay, hold on. Just checking something here real quick. All right. Well, this is great. Thank you. Okay. Quran asks, Father Joseph, Orthodox Christians pray to live a life of peace and repentance, but in the Bible it says, if you follow me, what happened to me will happen to you. Do most Orthodox get what they pray for? I would say that's an interesting question, because we do pray for a life of peace and repentance, and we should be repenting constantly. But yeah, we do pick up a cross when we become Christians, and we do follow Christ in that cross. So we will have suffering, but there is the notion of what is peaceful suffering. In other words, that we are at peace even though going through the greatest of tribulations. So I would say that is the hope and the goal of Orthodox Christians in this world, is to acquire the peace of Christ while at the same time being willing to be crucified. So that's where what I would say. That the compromise, very salient response, says Christ always responds to our prayers, but we may not like or recognize the answer. And that is true. It may surprise people. That's a kind of a shock. So yeah. Okay, and so this is, things are going. So again, if you want to jump on the stream to ask a question or make a comment, just click the link in the top of the chat. Don't be afraid. It's also in the X chat if you're in that box there. So, whatever you choose to do, we are looking forward to it. This is a great start to 2024, 2026. Wow, boy, time is flying. And so, yeah. It's a great start to 2024. Yeah. I'm on a real old calendar. It's the wrong calendar. Yeah. So, and again, cafe time. If you are trying to get registered at afrosinoscafe.com, let us know in the comments. So hopefully, everyone who needed to get in is in. And so let's see. Okay, I don't know who this is. I guess I've got to use the... Let's see here. I'm looking at a spam filtering thing. Hold on. Let me check to see if there's any new comments while I'm doing that. Pray for an Orthodox mission here in Miami when you guys can. God will provide when the time is right. Yes, absolutely. I'm so surprised that there isn't more done in Miami, because I am sure that there were at least some True Orthodox people. I'm sorry to hear that it's not working. Let me see. Bruh, demonic Central Recon getting cooked. Or the pirate says, just pack it up and move here to the Panhandle, Reconquista.
Hey, amen.
It's an option, but we do want to eventually develop something in South Florida. Wow. But in any case, it's but that's another solution, is moving. Let's see here, but let's continue to work and pray so that there's access to the church in as many places as possible. Let's see here. Just going through this real quick. Okay. So this has been a very good thing so far. So once again, we're now just getting into the third hour. We're almost there. We'll be there in about half an hour. So let's see here. And I am just quickly scrolling here. Did I miss any other of the questions? Are there any questions I might have missed? What's this? Vatican II. Not sure what that is about. Matsuka 70 says we need more priests. Absolutely, we do need more priests, Matushka. And the ones that we have are, the best we got. Reader John enters the studio. Welcome, Reader John.
Hey, Father bless.
May God bless you in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. All right. How's it going?
I'm putting the kids to bed, so I'm going to mute for a little bit, but I'll be right back on.
Cool. Okay. Anyway, so let me see here. Recognition says I moved back to Miami from Clearwater to help my family. I'm driving 4 hours to the parish on Tuesday. Whoa. I'm so sorry. I really hope that something can be done in Miami. I lived in Miami for a while, so I'm personally touched by the place. But yeah, 4 hours is harsh. That's a long trip. But glory to God, people are willing to do that, and people have been over the years. Or the pirate says we need more families. Bring them with you, Reconquista. That would double the length of his trip, by the way. Or the pirate, his trip would go from 4 hours to just around 10. But
if he moved, it would be a lot closer. So there. Yeah, but I guess he's got family down there, so it doesn't look like any time too soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so let's see here. I'm wondering if Bishop.
So I guess he's more Eastern, right? Reconquista.
Yeah, I think so. And then Macho 70 says, I travel 4 hours to the Abbey twice a year. Yeah, glory to God. And a lot of people do that. If that's all they can do is travel, twice a year, you do what you have to do. Yeah, exactly right. And, it's always good to get the antidoron or vlogie, the bread to have with, weekly typica, etc., the blessed bread after service, as a way of also keeping closer and united to the church. There is 2 True Orthodox and the 2 families that are True Orthodox here in Miami. Okay. All right. Well, that means you're doing the research of finding new people, etc., and then it's just a question of trying to. And they perform the typicons on it. That's good. That's good. So you have a little community there to work with and build off of. And then, God willing, hopefully your bishop will, elevate you to a mission, which will attract more people. And eventually you'll be able to pool funds together for putting together things like building a chapel and things like that. And inviting priests and having them come, because, those travel costs can get there too. So definitely, this is good. You're actually in a pretty good spot there, Reconquista. It'll get better. It will get better. Just keep going. And so let me see here. Okay. All right. I feel like I should run downstairs. I do it in my, okay. You're doing it in your home. They do Typica in their homes. Is there a way to consider trying to meet in the middle or take turns or things like that? Try to build a little more, I'm not blaming what you can't do. We don't do it together. I understand. But if you could, that would be a plus. Let me see here. What else we've got going on? Again, don't forget to say a prayer for the Abbey right now. They're without water. I'm hoping that that's been fixed. They either something's gone wrong in the well or the pipes have frozen, but there's no water. So, let's see here. Interesting news. I know that after Nativity, Subdeacon Ictarius of Orthodox Traditionalist Publications will be interviewing Metropolitan Demetrius of America on the 10th of January. So that looks like it's going to be a very interesting time and a very interesting interview. I can't wait to see it personally. So we're starting off the year with a bang. Yeah, it is exciting. It is absolutely exciting. Are you back, Reader John?
For now.
Okay. You're back with one eye in this direction.
Yeah, it was my wife's birthday. We just got back in town. So.
Many years to her. That's great. Good to hear.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm no longer married to a younger woman. I'm 2 weeks old. I'm 2 weeks older than her. So.
I get it. That's pretty funny. Okay. She caught up. Anyway, so that's great. So I'm glad to hear that you guys had. I assume you had a nice time today then. And
oh yeah,
glory to God, glory to God. And now Nativity's coming, and the fast will be over, and the feast will begin.
Yes, and there will be much bacon.
I'll probably put on the 12 Days of Christmas by the Muppets or something. But
Hey, to each their own, Father.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, we're celebrating the end of the fast. I'm like, I'm playing Kermit the Frog. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I'm more Dean Martin, but okay.
At the compromise says, how long is the feast? The festal period is, of course, the traditional, as they say, 12 days of Christmas, which means that the 12 days after Nativity up to Theophany or Epiphany are that's the celebration. There's no fast. So
That's right. Yep.
Father, what do the old believers in Russia believe? What's the issue? I don't know much about it. They think that the old liturgical books are kind of the official books. Some have made admissions against that, but the whole point is that the one most of them have reunited to either Moscow, some to the Rokor or to the churches, because the door's basically been open to them. But the ones that haven't, the Bev Popotsi, most of them are kind of kind of heretical and weird.
Some of them elevate ritual above the actual confession of faith, unfortunately.
Yeah, very true. So that's the problem, that they have a nice practice, but the problem is that it is not supported by a right faith. And so let me see here. So I'm going to there. I'm just taking a look. I'm just double checking this. And see here.
Oh wow, I didn't realize you were that close. Wow.
Yeah, we were actually pretty cool. We just to remind people now that Reader John is here, our goal is down to $77. We have hit $423 today. We are very close to hitting our goal. God willing, we do. We are over the 75%, but we don't get the happy sound if we don't hit the 77. So that's our goal now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
Father
see.
hasn't recorded me saying winning yet, so.
No, I still haven't recorded. And I should just do that, and it would make my life easier. I
can take more vacations. Okay.
Yeah, well, maybe the secret is I don't do it so that you come back. So you have to do it. But anyway, so no, I'll figure that out.
Here's my little reader monkey. Go do it.
That's funny. Oh boy. But anyway, so yeah, this is I think I'm gonna activate this fellow. He seems like a real person. But I've said that before, and then the next thing you know, there are ads for there are ads for Gucci and Prada all over the website. So
sounds Catholic to me.
Yeah. Oh boy, what's this?
Pope wears Prada, I'm just saying.
Okay, I see. There's some wacky stuff being discussed on the cafe, but it's still the best place to go. If you want to talk about true Orthodoxy and history, etc., they will tell you all about it. So if you are trying to get registered at eufrosynoscafe.com, let us know in the comments. And so, yeah.
Did the jurisdictional flame war carry over there, or is it just on here?
There's some, but it's mostly like Hakna / Roak versus everyone else right now.
Oh, okay. So it's muted.
Yeah, pretty muted, and it's like the whole thing's about it's the name worshiping fight that they're still having.
Yeah, it's like 12 monks in a trailer or something.
Is it just me, or does the text on the cafe appear as blue? Great question. Let me show you something funky about this. I will show the cafe real quick here. Give me a moment, and I'm going to do that. 1 second. Oh, great, babe. For $5, thank you for helping keep the lights on. Please send prayers my ways because I'm struggling with multiple things. I'm glad I can help fix theirs. First off, thank you so much for your help. And yes, you are in our prayers, although I think I asked for your actual name in X, so you are in my prayers already, but let me just double check to make sure.
We love praying for people on here, so definitely. Father, you can pass that info on.
Yeah.
I'm not praying for our great babe.
Hold on. Paying for great babe. I'll put it in the private chat, okay? Give me a moment. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
72 now, right?
Yeah.
Just checking your math, Father.
Gabriel Michael says, on my page, the titles of articles, etc., appear in blue bold. Okay, I got to share this with you to explain this thing. This is a unique new feature of the cafe that a lot of people don't know about. One of the new features that the cafe has is that it has a dark mode and also a light mode. The other thing, as you see, it's all in blue. The other thing is this. So you can completely customize how you want it to look. The old cafe, by the way, did not do that. It was a yellow-red background. And then they went to the black and white background, but I decided to make it more customizable. And because I am one of those people who does think that light mode doesn't belong on lots of things.
I agree.
And so you're in our prayer. You're in our prayers, great faith, and we're going to keep on praying you, and God willing, everything works out for you. So Gabriel Michael, I hope that little tutorial on how to use the visual features of the cafe was helpful. That compromise says perfect. I guess a few people needed that. So let us quickly update this because we're now down to $72. And so we are now at 428. So this is pretty awesome. If we can make it to the 500, it would be a big win and a great start for 2026. And stuff is going on. We're seeing it happen. And it's a great start to the year. Let's see here.
So we had 320s, 110.
That's all we have to do. 320s and 110 and $2. Yes. That's a compromise. Says $72, folks. Absolutely. Thank you so much for to everyone who is helping. We're so close, and it will probably make this holiday really, really peaceful. Again, that goal is 72. We are so close. And just hopefully make it there, and we'll see. We will see. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see what else. Looking for new comments. Hey, I don't see that. I am going to step out for just a second. I'm going to call it a water break, but what it is actually is a go downstairs and get my phone break and also refill the water break. So I will be back, and hopefully I should, in theory, be back within one song.
With one song, Reader John, are you going to sing it for us?
Why can't we be friends? Oh, wait, no, not that one. Any requests out there? I can butcher any song. Yes, this is why they made me a reader and not a chanter.
Uh-oh. I have been a chanter, so yes.
Well, you're an abbot now, so there you go.
I play the guitar, and I've written a few songs here and there. So, well, anyway.
Oh no. Father Boniface is secretly Bob Dylan. I got it.
No, I'm not. You need to pray for Bob Dylan. You know, he made his Christian stab, but he still got his boy bar mitzvahed, you know? So, anyway.
Yeah, well.
When is it going to take a miracle to make up his mind, as one other Christian star singer said?
I think we're going to need a lot more prayer on that one.
Yeah. So, anyway.
I'll send it up to the bishop level.
Yeah, well, I wrote a pro-life song. I'll stand up for life. No, I wrote that song many years ago. Yeah, probably 20 years ago. I'll stand up for life, and I'll let the people know that God is concerned about what goes on here below. 1 million children dying, and it happens everywhere. I heard their silent crying, and I want to make it clear. I'll stand for life, and their lives I will defend. I'll stand for life, let's put the killing to an end. I'll stand for life, and their lives I will defend. I'll stand for life, let's put the killing to an end. A simple little ditty like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to sing it here and
That
there.
almost sounds like a shanty, Father. You better watch it.
A what?
A shanty, like one of those pirates type songs.
That's probably just gospel bluegrass. That's all that is, you know. I'm so used to playing the Baptist hymnal tunes, you know, Rollers Caught Up Yonder, or, you know, the 3-chord typical, you know, bluegrass melodies that were sung in church and stuff like that. I did that for years. I song-led for years. So way back when in my Protestant days. So anyway.
All right. Well, let me know when you go hip hop, okay?
No. I'll just keep on with my 1970s style.
You can throw the word homie in there a couple of times and make some people
Yeah. I've written some political songs, one in particular, but I could get sarcastic or, you know, punchy maybe if there was an issue.
Well, unfortunately, in my extended family, they speak sarcasm fluently. So,
well, you know what? The jokesters are now coming out about Donald Trump, so I'm seeing more of that. You know, it's starting to hit the fan a little bit.
don't get me started on politics right now.
Yeah, well, that's the favorite tune maker, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, politics gives me a bellyache recently.
Yeah. There's plenty of room for material, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's so tragic because of the corruption. It's just horrible. It's even satanic, you know.
It was interesting. So everybody was hemming and hawing about Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency. Then they kicked him out. And now we're finding there's billions and even trillions of dollars of fraud. So at the state level. So, oh well.
Well, yeah. Look at that scandal in Minnesota.
Yeah.
With
it's
the
not just
Somalis.
Minnesota, but yeah, that's one of the news headlines right now. But trust me, there's more coming.
Oh, I believe it. Well, you know. There's such a disregard for human life anymore. People just don't care. You know, I mean, abortion is a fraud in and of itself, and it just makes billions of dollars for people in that culture. So, you know, one fraud just follows another and follows another. So, you know,
I don't know if they
get away with it. So.
Yeah, if they busted all the stuff in Oregon and Washington and California and Nevada, like just the whole left coast, I bet they could find a whole lot of money that's been scammed off the people. So.
Oh yeah, yep.
Because there's programs there that just are dead ends. They're not really. They say they're doing something, but it's like the Somali stuff. They got these buildings open, but there's nobody going to them. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, you know, and over in England, you know, they built they built a lot of new developments, and now they turned away the British to let Somalis come in and live there, and the people are rioting over it. While they Britain just willfully neglects their own people and brings in these others.
They're you know, I don't think Keir Starmer is going to last much longer.
Well, we'll see. I'm just watching. But the thing is that the British people have come to the conclusion through all this that all the stores are being robbed and windows broken into by these foreigners because the big box companies want to destroy all the small businesses and move in. And so that Jewelers Rows on those streets there in London, they were all independent, family run and owned businesses.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking myself, it's like, well, when did America ever experience a destruction of the small business, ma and pa, and the big box companies came in? Can you think of any time where that ever happened?
I'm looking at you, NAFTA.
And even COVID?
Yeah, COVID. Yeah, that's more recent, but it all started 35 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So America's been progressing in that very subtly, but very really. And so, I mean, I moved up into to Funiak here, and you see more or less the restaurants are all the chain restaurants.
Yeah.
It's just all over the place,
and the food stinks now.
Yeah, it's the same, and it's all the same suppliers.
It's from all the same distributors. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
It's just a couple, spices here and there or whatever. But yeah, right.
Well, that's why I like being in a small town where they haven't quite made it out here yet, because there's a lot of mom and pops.
Yeah.
So there's actually good stuff out here still.
Well, I think that the laws in America were, changed to foster the big takeovers by the big companies, So, Walmart, how would it exist if they were not able to just come in and push out the small businesses? And it's like the workman's comp, the Social Security, which just kills the small business. I knew a guy in Lancaster County when I was working there. He had a chicken business, and the Amish he couldn't compete with them because they do not have to pay workman's comp and Social Security because they are an insulated culture, and they never they were allowed to be excluded from that.
They're super healthy anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of natural medicines and stuff like that. I've been there. I lived in that culture for about 7 years, 8 or 9, something like that. And then so I know a lot about it. And and so they knock out the competition. And so so the big boys have kind of destroyed these small businesses because the small business cannot afford the overhead.
Yeah.
And so, that's the state of America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to try to catch up with the comments as we're going. Let's see here.
We gently touched politics, so it might have a little...
I heard some. I was like, I'll just give him a couple more minutes. Okay, so let me see here. All right, and let's see here. Okay, so thoughts on Rasputin. I heard he's a saint by Reconquista. Some people have
According
said
to
that. Yeah, there's some really wacky people who over justify Rasputin. I don't agree with that, but he had some issues.
He was a strange bird.
You know what? Orthopirate, I think, put a article out on one of his social media, and the article was about Rasputin, and it said that he was killed by the Bolsheviks, right?
Yeah.
And he was given a ritualistic murder in line with the Tsar and his family. And to me, that impressed me with the idea that they hated him so much that they ritualistically killed him in the same line as the Romanovs.
Well, they didn't. Okay, it was different. He was killed in a firing squad. And the reason that the death was interesting was because he got shot like 10 times, and then he just got up and started walking away, and so they just shot him again.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was let me see here. He was murdered at the home of Prince Felix Yusupov. So yeah, he was not killed by the Bolsheviks. He was killed by the royal family. Prince Yusupov specifically. But that was a particularly weird incident. So yeah, it wasn't the ritual murder that the ball. I would suggest looking at it. It is a very interesting death story, but yeah, Unzain put a video that talks about him. Yep, that to compromise, as I get the impression the commies use Rasputin as a boogeyman to create anti-starist propaganda and strife within. Yep, I totally agree with that. He said, "This is why we send feminist abortionists to Venezuela, and they bring the best traditional Venezuelan women." Interesting. Reconquista, good book. Rasputin, Neither Devil Nor Saint by Dr. Elizabeth Judas. She knew Rasputin personally. I haven't heard that book. That's interesting. Bit Little Fish Big Mountain says, "Hello all. I haven't been able to make a stream in months because of working overnights and all stream nights. I am also driving now, but listening while I drive. Pulled over now, obviously." Okay. Well, stay safe on the road.
I wouldn't drink coffee while you're drinking toast. You might spit it out.
The video showed us about the ritualistic murder of the Tsar of Russia and how that ended the Constantinian line and so on and so forth. Technically, I don't know that. Well, yeah, I guess through St. Olga there would be, but it was the Rurikid line that eventually would become the House of House of Romanov. I guess it's very tangential. It's, let me see here. Little Wing says, "Good singing, Father." I don't know what happened.
I know he said, "Good singing, Father."
I sang my pro-life song that I had written many years ago.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You guys had a lot of fun while I was down there getting the water. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Karandua says, "Wait."
Yeah, when the cat's away, the mice will play.
That makes me a cat, and
we can't have cheese right now. So
yeah. Karan asked, "Wait, did Gabriel actually read that book?" Gabriel said, "Wait, Gabriel's actually read the book twice." Bro, why would you read that book? Curious. What book? What did I miss? Hold on.
the Rasputin book.
Okay, I don't understand why you wouldn't read that book. Because there's been a great amount of leftist, anti-Tsarist, communist propaganda against Rasputin. Very true. Quran throws out, I bet Matthew reads no books. Okay, I don't know why that was wrong. Quran says it just
Matthew reads books, but he has to. Matthew reads books, but he has to choose wisely because his truck light is very dim.
Oh boy, I heard from World Orthodox that nationalism is a post-Enlightenment idea. Is this something that the True Orthodox believe? To be honest, I feel like nationalism kind of predates the Enlightenment significantly, and maybe modern.
Depends on your expression of nationalism.
Philosophy, yeah, it depends on what you're saying.
Yeah,
on that one.
Some people confuse it. Like patriotism is different than nationalism.
Yeah. Let me see. Grape Agent says American food is better than everything else. That's tough. I'll be honest with you, because American food amalgamates so many other foods that in some ways it is really, really great.
What is American food?
Yeah. It's
pizza.
Well, pizza would be considered American because Americans make the best pizza. You know, I mean, I hate to say that.
I don't know about that.
No, there's good pizza in Italy, but I think we can safely. Okay, I know this is a debate opening up a massive can.
Here we go.
I'm not going to talk about that, but the whole point is, a lot. If
you want us to debate pizza, send $50.
And do it before 11 because we shut down after that.
See what I did there, Father?
And the driver from Domino's to this address.
Let's see. Yusupov's account of how he was killed was a total lie, self-serving. Yusupov was not a conservative. British agent was behind it. Okay. Let me see. Reconquista said, I heard a prophecy saying if they killed him, they will kill the Tsar and Russia will fall. Reconquista says you can eat vegan cheese. Yes, but not everyone serves vegan cheese. And not everyone likes vegan cheese.
Even a cat won't like it.
Well, that's funny. You try to offer vegan meat or cheese to cats and dogs, and they will turn their nose up at it. It's so weird. But then if they give them like the cat food and dog food, I guess
some Orthodox Christians will do the same thing.
Yeah. Or like, I'm just gonna eat mussels the entire fast.
I'll eat oysters. Yeah.
Tofu.
Yep.
Oh no. Yeah.
Let's see. It's really hard to read when people use the blue on the dark background, Tawny Shields.
But he said you can customize your thing.
You can customize it. Let's show it again. Just once
you can
again,
do high contrast.
People did not realize that this was doable, so we are putting it back. That is the wrong thing. That is also the wrong thing. Where on earth is... There it is. Okay. So, on the cafe, if you want to change it from dark mode to light mode, bada bing, bada boom. If you want to change the colors, just hit the palette button next to it, and you can change the appearance of all of the headings.
Bam, bam.
Just making it happen.
Yeah.
And then, now it's blue because that is actually the standard for the theme, because the theme has a standard look of this. I
think they're saying they don't like your standard, Father.
Well, I didn't. It's like the theme standard. I didn't program it in.
Yeah.
But let me see here, and then I just make that. I'm gonna make it darker blue. Actually, I'm gonna make it like.
Maybe you guys should put a poll on there saying what kind of standard thing.
Yeah. So that's what I would say there. And so let's see here. My sister bought me Omaha steaks for my birthday on December 10th. I can't wait to eat it on Wednesday. We are there with you. That sounds great. John is not a New Yorker like you and me, Father, so we can't blame him for his pizza heresy. Well, it's not a heresy, unfortunately.
I've traveled to New York quite a bit. They do have good pizza, but I'm not saying it's the best pizza.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that the pizza itself is very different, even in New York.
That's what I was going to say. What borough?
Yeah, and what type? Because now New York is there used to be a standard Brooklyn style pizza, but in the past 20 years, pizza has upgraded. Yeah, and then there's so many other pizza regions. This area here, Northeast PA is a pizza region. Chicago's a pizza region. Ohio's a pizza region.
Oh man, I love Chicago.
Nashville's becoming a pizza region, and they're all different kinds of pizzas. California is a different kind of pizza. St. Louis pizza.
Yeah.
And we can't.
I'm not dissing American pizza, but I'm just saying, like, if we're going for the ultimate best.
Well, remember that pizza came back to Italy, and it was originally came in a much simpler form.
Oh yeah, it was garbage.
Around. So wait, hold on. Quran says vegan cheese is just mold. Oh, interesting.
It tastes like
let me see here. And with a member chat where the pirate says the evidence clearing Rasputin's reputation, I think, far outweighs the propaganda that was created against him. Possibly. Yeah, I'm being safe on the road. I was in a parking lot because I was running an errand. Not like I just pulled into the shoulder to send a quick message. Haha. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I'm not invested in Rasputin enough to care.
Yeah. Daniel Finkelstein wrote a great song called My Mom Died in the Holly. You should listen to it. You mentioned this, I feel like, earlier, and I didn't realize that was a song. I will look that up. And if it is useful and good, I shall play it. But thank you for that, for helping keep the lights on. And
this is not copyright.
Yeah, we don't want to risk copyright issues. So we are now down to $62.
Oh, come on, guys. We can do it.
$438. So this is really good. We're getting very close, but we only have 12 minutes to do it. So let's add Aro's $10 to the total. And we are so close. So can we do it?
We're almost winning.
We're almost there. We're almost winning, folks. We're down to $52. And we will stay until 11:30, the full allotted time. But we've got only 12 minutes to make it happen. So let's take a look. I'm going to check one more thing while I have my system here and see if anything popped up there.
Oh, and I'm going to, as soon as I get my handle changed, because I don't like the original handle I signed up with, I'm gonna get more involved in X and start doing spaces. I think.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
I would join in on those. I never find an X space I really enjoy staying in. I mean, there's been a couple of interesting.
Yeah, most of them are garbage. That's why we need genuine orthodoxy on them.
Nice. Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Checking. Okay. And finally, check one more thing. Because it is looking like we are 11 minutes away. Let me see if anything else popped up here. Yeah, Steak and Shake has tallow fries. Very true. No seed oils. Steak and Shake is the pinnacle of American food. Burger, fries, and a shake. Can it get better? I would agree, except the closest Steak and Shake I think is like 150 miles away.
Yeah, but you guys have Shake Shack and you put avocado on it. Oh yeah,
that's still 80 miles away.
That's closer than Steak.
I've had crab rangoon pizza as Debt to Compromise notes. Yes, that's true. Detroit
That's a
dish
thing.
pie is my favorite. Yeah, it is. And Detroit dish pie is my favorite. That is also a thing. I do like Detroit deep dish. It's crazy.
It's not nativity yet, guys. Come on, you're killing me here.
It's only 2 more days, man. 2 more days.
You can do it.
Yeah, let's see. And technically, I mean, we're almost at midnight for the 5th, so we'll be 1 day away in just a little while. John's Pizza on Bleecker Street is the best. A lot of people, Bleecker Street pizzerias, with Village Pizzas, some of them are really, really good. Gabriel Michael says,
still 2 days away, Father.
Yeah, I know. Read the ingredients on major supermarket frozen pizzas. Yeah, you want to avoid that. Karan says, bioengineered meat. Yeesh.
Yeah, I read the ingredients. That's why I don't get them.
Yeah. Well, I like those. When they make the fresh made pizzas, they usually have fewer nightmare ingredients that you find like in the refrigerated sections.
And you can make your own pizzas too, guys.
Exactly. At that point, you may as well just buy the dough or make the dough and do the rest yourself.
It's not as hard as you
think. Well, Father used to do it, didn't you? You got a good dough recipe and how to do it?
I kind of I'll be honest, when I used to mostly improvise because I'd go by feel because I grew up around pizza. But that said, my crust is a little too thick for my liking, so I've been studying hydration levels. So I'm gonna do a little more work on it. I did win a pizza oven from Give Send Go last year in the summer, but it's an outdoor pizza oven, and so that is probably not going to be used till summer.
We need a T-shirt with Father hand tossing a pizza.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We need some merchandise.
The merch thing. I'll be like tossing pizza or. DTC will be experimenting with paid StreamYard soon. Okay, that's cool. We might be doing live streams from DTC soon.
All right.
Yeah. Gabriel Michael says, I learned to make my own bread, cornbread, and pizza. Yeah, once you know how to make bread, you basically know how to make pizza because it's just basically flattened bread with sauce and cheese and whatever else you want.
Pinch it over, yeah.
Do you add yeast to that pizza dough?
Depends.
Sometimes I will usually add like a tiny bit of yeast, like maybe like a half a teaspoon, if I'm making like 3 or 4 things. But I haven't.
Not if you're going for a thin crust.
Yeah, but
so how many cups?
I've never been a fan of thin crust. How many? Yeah, it just depends. I haven't done it in a while, but I would say I'm gonna admit that I'm pretty much like out of practice altogether.
You have to rename the stream Rasputin and Pizza.
Huh.
Oh boy. So anyway, with that, we've got 7 minutes to go. I'm grateful for getting this close as I got to getting to the full amount. Reckon Kisa says I've had some. I just realized, I screwed that up. The goal is actually it's 62, not 52. Oh well. Wait, or did that just because?
But we can hold out for 2 more minutes if you guys want to close the gap.
No, it's because it is 52. It's because I didn't change to that number.
Yeah.
We were at 448.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we'll hold out for we'll hold out till 11:02, but after that, that's it. We're done.
Yeah. 2 minutes, $2, and then somebody drop a 50, and you can have us for another half an hour.
Let's see. I've had some good burgers in my time. I love a good Swiss, melted Swiss cheese and mushroom, roasted mushrooms and caramelized onions on a burger. That is hot stuff. You can get that at a number of different places. Yeah, that's usually a Swiss and mushroom burger. And they often include onions. Yeah. So that's a fantastic burger. Very standard. We still can't eat it for 3 days.
You guys are killing me.
I'm sorry. Okay, we have to stop talking about food because Reader John's suffering.
I can visualizing it, and my mouth is watering.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm chewing on my inner lip here. I'm like, no, you're so good.
You're doing okay.
It'll be all right.
It'll be all right. Okay, he says Richard Spencer. I have no idea what the is that just his burger review? Like what? Why?
Are you talking about the guy from Food Network?
I have no. I don't know. Maybe it's a different Richard Spencer. I thought he was talking about the one that's like like a pretend racist that does he's also a liberal Democrat. Great Babe says it's a joke. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Kind of don't quite understand it. So I am gonna take a moment. No, the racist guy. Haha. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, gonna take a second here. Be right back.
Oh, does that mean I gotta sing another song?
Yeah.
Nope. I'm still listening.
Yeah. For $50. Or sorry, $52.
I had some songs that I made a CD.
Ascendancy says no, he's making a meme about the white nationalists. Also, hello, Father. LOL. Hello, Ascendancy. How are you doing? Richard Spencer, former Orthodox. Is he? I don't know.
Really?
LOL. Only old heads remember the mushroom Swiss burger. How dare you? The mushroom Swiss burger is part of my life. I am not an old head.
That was a few of my Pasco there.
Old head feels like the it's like the urban way of saying boomer. So
I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot more gray in my hair and my beard these days. I'll own it.
Okay, Ascendancy says I'm doing all right. How are you, Father? I'm working on a clarification document on what transpired with their synod with the GOC, Kalinikos Communion, and etc. And I'm almost done, and it's about 7 pages. Atomically says it was a Richard Spencer reference. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's an interesting document. Hopefully, when you're done with that, if you want to put it on the cafe, we get all sorts of interesting documents. Most notably, this, again, for those who are coming in late, this is the craziest thing that I have seen on the cafe in years, and it is a big deal, and you should all get your hands on it if you didn't hear this earlier. We have to verify it. We absolutely do have to verify the text, but it appears to be a complete translation of von Zernikov's treatise on the Holy Spirit, all 1,114 pages of it.
Man, how big a file is that? Like 30 megs or something?
It's not that big. Let me take a look. Hold on. It is 2.67 meg.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's really compressed.
Yeah, Spencer's ex-wife translated Duggan. I don't think he was ever Orthodox himself. I don't think so either. Yeah, I can't believe that sentence was necessary. Well, because we got confused as to which Richard Spencer it was. He's not the only Richard
I'm not
Spencer.
Down with you kids these days. I mean, my Swiss mushroom burger.
Now, I mean, if a mushroom Swiss burger is for the old heads, then I guess, man, that's just part of culture, people. Just part of culture. So, yeah, this is a big day just on this alone. I'm going to put that link up one more time, and I'm probably going to put this up on Twitter as well.
Not as OTP did post something very large, but not that large.
Not this large. This is amazing. To see von Zernikov's work translated into English, over 1,000 pages, show up on the cafe today. That's well, it showed up January 1st. Actually, that's crazy.
That's your nativity gift.
Oh my goodness. Reconquista for $4.99. Thank you for helping keep the lights on. Says Father, I sent you on X the Richard Spencer Swiss burger review. I'm going to think about reviewing that, but thank you for helping keep the lights on. Let me just add that. So we are now
47.
Goal is now $47, and we are at 453. We're almost there, but the time is running out. We are in the last minute of the hour. We will give you a 2-minute grace period. And but if we don't make it, we're gonna have to play the losing tone. And I can't believe that all this memes is coming up here. It's full of memes today. We are memeful today.
We're very meaningful or memeful.
Yeah. Ascendancy says, now I'm very hungry for a big Swiss and bacon cheeseburger with the fries. LOL. Thanks for teasing. Not just 2 more days, guys. We got 2 days, and we can all have Swiss and bacon cheeseburgers.
You can do it.
You can do it. Oh boy. So, Nativity Fast ends soon. That's right. Wednesday, everyone.
And for 47.
Remember, the point isn't celebrating the end of the fast; it's celebrating Christ's birth. The end of the fast is a bonus. Can my off-stream donation count?
Yeah.
Was there a?
I've done that before.
Oh, I think I know. Okay, no, I know what that's reference to.
Only if it's $47.
It's actually over.
Okay, that works too.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna count it. I will count it. So I'm gonna count.
Blessed nativity to everyone.
It's a okay. Hold on. MS. Okay, I'm gonna count to 70. Because the other stuff is okay. Let's see here. So that puts us over by 23.
But that doesn't mean you have to stop giving, though.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great if we could, go even further. But with that, hold on, 47. 20, okay, so we're at 523.
Yeah.
Let's keep going if we can. Hey, and now we are here officially until 11:30. So that means we got to make the sound now. Let's do it.
Winning.
All right. So we've achieved our goal, and I am going to just put that on the screen to show that. If you want to continue donating and making our holiday happier, that would be great. But anyway, again, we are here for the next 28 minutes, so we can continue. And
the food reviews.
Let's go. Swiss burger win. Okay, it seems that the unanimous consent of the chat is that everyone really needs a mushroom Swiss burger.
I support that.
Yeah, so thank God.
Well,
and
this is an Orthodox chat, so you can't leave out a Mediterranean style pizza.
That's true. A Greek pizza, like a Boston Greek pizza or a feta pizza. There's so many. There are so many. So.
We definitely have more diversity of pizza over here. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So glory to God for that.
And more cheeses, like the one in St. Louis. It's a thin crust, which I usually don't like thin crust, but they use Provel cheese on it. Oh, so good.
Yeah, that one is good. I'm not the biggest thin crust fan, as I've mentioned. I like a moderate crust or a really fat crust, but I mean, I like some thin crusts when they're, depends on, they're really the vehicle for the topping. Like, so if the toppings aren't perfect on a thin crust, it's noticeable immediately.
Yeah.
Because there's not much crust there. But like for me, a big part of eating the pizza, I hate to say it, is kind of the bready thing, the breadiness of the thing. So,
what's interesting about Italy though is if you start out from the north and go south,
Okay.
your pizza progressively goes from thin to thick.
Oh, that's cool.
And once you hit the middle of the country, they start adding salt into the bread. Because apparently, was it thousands of years ago, they had salt wars because salt was just like money back then.
Yeah.
And they're still carrying that grudge today. So in the North, you don't really have any salt in the bread. But once you get past a certain point, I can't remember where it is, they start putting salt in it. So I like Southern Italy personally. I like thicker pizzas.
That's crazy. That's
but yeah,
awesome.
I didn't know that until I actually went over there a few years ago.
I've never been to Italy. One day, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, my dad still wants to go to Tuscany. He keeps telling me.
Atomic Lead asks, will Father Boniface be at the Abbey for Nativity by chance?
No.
Okay, so yeah, he's probably going to spend it.
I'll be here. Yeah, I'll be here. Yeah.
Unless you get him a train or plane ticket.
Gabriel Michael says the halfway point is Rome. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
Let me see here. So I'm curious as to see what his deeper stuff says. Because that's where, let's see, it's going through Beckus.
I still need to go to Sicily, though, and get Sicilian stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of Sicilian stuff here, but I am curious to see what the Sicilian
real deal. Yeah.
So who makes the best olive oil? Because I hear that so much olive oil is compromised anymore.
Well, one thing. Go ahead.
You go ahead, Father.
What I was gonna say. Karan Rendell asks, "What are the fasting rules for Orthodox Christians?" Well, the first and most basic, across all of the Orthodoxies, there is no cheese, there is no meat, there is no dairy. Then there are variations. Depending on locality, as well as time, as well as what day on the calendar, where fish is allowed, or just seafood's allowed, or people are doing xerophagy.
Like for the winter fast here, there's a lot more fish involved.
Yeah, and so, Gabriel Michaels says a pizza napoletana. Atomic Lead says, "Watch out for the mafia." Tawny Shield says, "Cajun food is better than anything else." There are some things to say very, very positively about Cajun food. So, yeah. Reconquista says Greek olive oil. Gabriel Michael says Napolitana. That's a reference to Neapolitans. But anyway, one thing to remember that it wasn't until this century, until the 20th century, with heavy refinement processes, where people began having big discussions on olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
As the YouTuber Pete the Grammar has pointed out, the husband, he did a special on that one and talked about the history of olive oil. But one thing he pointed out was that one way they know when a recipe is ancient is not when it calls for olive oil, but when it calls for lard, because that was the preferred fat that they were using in Italy, because only up until very recently, in the 20th century, olive oil was considered an industrial oil. So it could be used in cooking, but it was mostly used in lamp lighting and things like that, the way the church does.
Or something you just toss in a salad.
Yeah, exactly. And so Karan says, "Sir, you guys are still eating, right? But no meat and fish." Yeah, none of us are. I don't think any of us are great fasters, so
we're in the rabbit food stage right now.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm at the everything is boring with food stage. Let me see here. Gabriel Michael says, Greek
I'm experimenting with more nuts, though.
Yeah, they're very handy.
Yeah.
Ascendancy says, Craig did a recent video saying there is a economic atonement. Have you watched it? And what have you think of it? I have not watched it.
Craig's an idiot. I don't watch him.
I don't watch him ever since the falling out from last year's debate.
I don't even care about that. I think he pontificates and he sounds like a moron, even though he's supposedly academic. So
yeah. He said, "Father, I told my World Orthodox friends to stop being under heretics. Only one listened, baby." Well, you got to be patient and keep trying. He says, I wonder if they cook Swiss cheeseburgers in olive oil. If you're properly making a burger, olive oil has a very low smoke point. So you actually just want to use a tiny amount of whether it's butter, lard, olive oil.
I haven't really seen most a lot of hamburgers over there.
Huh?
If you're talking about over there, I haven't seen a lot of hamburgers.
Yeah, I don't know that there would be in Italy, but I was just saying properly for a hamburger should actually be cooked in its own fat.
Yeah,
so it needs only a tiny little starter. Dr. Compromise says vegan steak tips. LOL. I saw him in the supermarket.
If
and
only.
I was very close.
I hate. Here, let me. I have to rant just a little bit. I hate substitutes because it's like it's teasing you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind myself a good veggie burger because from my perspective, it doesn't actually have to be beef in the thing. It can be all sorts of. I like the international thing where people refer to anything that's in round bread as a burger. So like a chicken sandwich.
So I can't eat the veggie burger.
They also have ones that are made of. They have ones that are made of wheat gluten.
Really?
And they're really good. The most popular company that do that is the company called Field Roast, and they make pretty decent burgers that you can just throw right on the grill.
They slip any kind of other bad stuff in there though.
No, it's literally I've seen it. Most of their recipes are literally wheat gluten and various spices.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's
what was it called again?
The company is called Field Roast. And you can find that in like Wegmans, some Walmarts, so on and so forth. They have they have some stuff. There's another company I discovered last year called Crave House that specializes in wet restaurant quality kind of vegan burgers, and they use pea protein. And
I can do those. Yeah,
that's impossible, but Crave House was really tasty. Shocking.
Yeah,
shocking.
Well, Impossible sticks in soy still too, so I can't do them.
Yep. Let me see here. They aren't bad if baked. I added to pasta. Well, I'll try them. I'll give them a shot. That's a compromise. Ascendancy says, I was just mentioning the video in relation to my prior comment on the Orthodox atonement theology, and those saying PSA was Latinizing while others say it's Orthodox. Okay.
PSA. Yeah.
And then Reckon Kisa says, so I should keep giving them the hammer over the head to stop being heretics all the time? As much as you can.
Honey versus vinegar.
Honey versus vinegar. Craig made a video saying our views could be similar because of terminology and language, but Protestant penal substitutionary atonement differs in ways. Yes, it does. Reckon Kisa says black bean burgers weren't too bad now. The veggie burger has soy, which makes man boobs. There are pea protein burgers, there are gluten burgers, and black bean burgers technically still do exist if you have certain supermarket brands like Price Chopper, for example, makes their own black bean burgers. There's a few.
Soy is also inflammatory too if you have underlying issues.
Yeah, I mean, if you can have black bean burgers, they're pretty easy to make at home.
Just buy lots of Gas X and Rubino.
Yep. Not black bean burgers weren't too bad. Now the veggie burger, not radically. There are a few differences. Yes. Little Wings sent with a member chat says there's one called Garden Burger, pretty good. I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen Garden Burger in probably 30 years. They have been they were bought by the Kellogg Company, and I know they still do produce Garden Burgers in some places.
Were they bought out by Boca?
No, they weren't bought. I don't think they were bought out by Boca. Boca. I mean, that would surprise me, but even Boca is disappearing now. So because everything's being replaced with Impossible and
I don't even
Impossible and Beyond Meat, and the other one is the Just Eat Just company now. So they're like moving into that space, but they're moving back into that space because their stuff keeps disappearing and coming back as something else. But so it's crazy in the food space. Let me see here. So Garden Burger, if you can get it, it's probably because it's in your locality, and that's good. But it doesn't exist.
Buy them all up.
It doesn't exist everywhere anymore because I haven't seen it in a long time. And Boca burgers, which used to be super common, are disappearing now too. I see them in a few supermarkets. Yeah, sorry, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? It's tricky.
I'm more of a soup guy during the fast these days.
Yeah, I did have a lot of soup this fast, so
Yeah.
I will say that.
It just feels like it's more filling. Not too
it's
filling.
because of the cold too.
Yeah.
Great Babe 555 says Craig seems like a giant cornball. I'll take it. All right.
He's a something.
That's food for thought.
A giant cornball is food for thought.
Where's that soundboard? We need upgrades here. Come on, guys.
Oh, yeah, we do. We do need. That's something we should add. We should have that, and we should have like an applause thing for people who come on. Let me see.
Oh, there you go.
Let me see if I can find that. Hold on.
We need a lightsaber sound when we have a really vicious debate.
Oh, that was a little too fast. All right. Anyway, I'm going to stop listening to sounds now. Let me see here if there was.
I was going down the soundboard rabbit hole.
Yep, cornball, Craig. Reckon he says I had a ton of shrimp and squid. That was always allowed. It's just it's kind of pricey. But
wait, hold up. Is calamari? Does that fall under acceptable?
Yes. Calamari is just squid. Yeah.
Man, I could have had calamari sandwiches. Oh man.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah, but hey, don't worry.
Next
There's
shot.
another fast coming.
Very quickly, unfortunately.
Well, not too quickly, but it's enough space, so that's good. That's a compromise. Said I canned some canned Spanish squid, but it was rushed for worse, ate it too fast, and vomited some. Yeah, you do really want to prep.
Did you say canned?
Yeah, they have Goya makes canned squid in its own ink, and then they have other ones that are like squid with olive oil and stuff.
Sorry, I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Oh gosh.
I don't know. I got used to squid ink. I used to have that with I would mix it into ramen. It changes the color, obviously, of everything, but it actually adds some flavor to it. So yeah,
what you're telling me is during the fast, I need to go to Europe where you can actually get it fresh at the fish market and just stay there during the fast.
Yeah, let me see here. What's this? This is a new message. Okay.
Yeah, it's so fresh over there, it's still moving.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it's good. That means it's freshly caught.
Hold on.
And they do a special kind of spaghetti over there where they use the ink. And oh man, that's good, but it turns your mouth black.
Hold on. I think I've finally figured out what's wrong with my monitor.
But if you're fasting, don't go to Spain. There's a lot of pork there. Unless you're going to the coast.
So Spain adopted a lot of pork, to spite the Muslims?
Well,
it might have been.
I think it was there before the Muslims. It was there during the Muslims just to make them mad. Like whenever they would want to sneak something away around the Muslims when the Moors invaded, they would put stuff in pork barrels and to transport it. I mean, that's how you. That's how St. Mark's relics were moved from Alexandria to Venice. So they put it.
Wow.
They put them in a pork barrel.
That's smart.
What do they call it? They call it jamón in Spain.
Jamón, yeah, I had that one.
Jamón.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jamón.
Reconquista knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Let me see here. I know that Father. I know this is a controversial take, but Chud the Builder was denied his baptism in the OCA for saying unkind words to a group of people that behaved badly. What are your thoughts? Can you be more specific?
That's a little vague. We need
It's
details.
kind of vague when you say that. It's like he said some mean words to a group.
We don't really keep up with World Orthodox day in and day out either.
Yeah, so. You got to be a little more specific. Another place, calamari Italian or Italian is calamaria cari.
So,
Calamarakia. Okay. Would someone deny the baptism of someone who calls out bad behaviors for certain groups? Again, okay. All right. Able to detect crypto Jews. Great Babe says he dropped M bombs on a live stream. Okay. All right.
N or M?
N. And so the point is, like one thing that I have to point this out is that first off, having poor views on race is not technically a heresy unless you elevate it to one in your own mind by making it that important. But more importantly, there has to be some level of decency in discourse. If the OCA, I guess I don't understand how the OCA denies someone's baptism. If he was baptized in the OCA, but that doesn't take away from the fact that doing rotten things can get you.
Yeah, bringing a dirt bag doesn't remove your baptism.
Yeah, it doesn't remove your baptism, but if people throw you out of the church for it, which I'm not saying the OCA is justified here. I don't know what it was, but the point is, if you do things like that and you offend a bunch of people and hurt their feelings, yeah, church leaders are going to be like, why is he doing this?
Yeah, you might not get excommunicated, but you're definitely going to get shunned.
Yeah. Galamarakia. Okay, thank you, Gabriel. And Ascendancy says he dropped Nestorian bombs on screen. No, those are always allowed.
Yeah. Nestorian bombs. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But anyway. So here we are.
What's up, my Nestorian?
What's up, my Nestor? Yeah. That's
as far as I'm going with that. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, let's see here. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on. I don't think that that's the sort of thing that is. Again, it's not the nature of a person, but people will, if you act badly in a church scenario, will generally might feel indignant or angry, and they may throw you out. So
now, remind me, was Chuck the Builder? Is he a layman or is he ordained? I don't remember.
I have no idea what he is. I've never.
Oh, I'm asking live chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to chat. Who is he?
I can't. I remember hearing about him, but it's been so long.
So he will go to a sacred group of people. This is interesting. It showed up on the screen, but didn't. Oh, it did finally show up here. So he'll go to a sacred group of people like George Floyd and say the M-bomb to them when they do bad things. So can he be denied his baptism? What happens if they start first? You know, I will say that magically most of these events are usually carried on camera, which means that they are planned, which means that somebody is deliberately trying to antagonize other people. It's not on the basis of calling out their sins. It's on the basis of what they look like and trying to make them feel bad. I would say that it's not an activity that a lot of clergy would approve of, because if you're just antagonizing people for the heck of it, it would be
you shouldn't provoke your brother to anger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ascendancy says, I'm not exactly sure how exactly he gets his baptism denied when. It already happened, but I suppose a modernist bishop could get them excommunicated. The problem is that most modernist bishops are also ecumenists, so they're the ones most likely to recognize his baptism. So,
well, they'll excommunicate you based on their feels, not actual canons, because they threw the canons out a long time ago.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, I don't know what his situation is, but I would say that is a description of a behavior that I think would probably get him in trouble. And unfortunately, especially if you're in a liberal place like that, I mean, I'm not saying conservative places are going to be any.
Didn't we have like a true Orthodox equivalent?
We did for a while until they left, and now they're World Orthodox.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, because here's the thing, Reconquista, if he has to be baptized, one has to repent of one's sins. If they don't repent of their sins, baptism can be denied them. So this is the problem, is that if you're seeing this as not a sin, then unfortunately you might find that there's going to be a good number of clergy who disagree with you. I don't know the full circumstances, but based on what I'm reading, it's something that I would probably tell the guy to stop. And so, okay, you see, but you're phrasing it in a very, very dangerous way. You're saying, shouldn't we call out bad behavior in society? If what you mean by bad behavior is you see them robbing a bank and you try to stop it, okay, fine. That's a moral responsibility. If you don't like the way they're dressed and think they dress immorally and want to tell that to their faces, usually that will get you started in a fight. And the truth of the matter is, as long as it is, they're not like complete like nude or anything, maybe it's not a good idea to stick your hand out and say, hey, there's something wrong with you. And also it's because you're this color. Like if you're doing stuff like that, then you're gonna get consequences. And I'm not gonna pretend you're not, even no matter who you're under. Oh, so an OCA catechumen had his baptism recognized as valid and then say they changed their mind and said it wasn't? Sounds strange. That is strange. Yeah. OCA catechumen where? I'm assuming that if this guy is called, what was it? Chudman or
Chuck the Builder?
Chud the Builder. Apparently, I guess he's a, they're getting too much heat. Okay, no, he's going to be baptized. They denied his baptism and said the OCA priest told him they're getting too much heat. Oh, so they're actually reacting to an angry crowd. So, as I mentioned, if you remember I mentioned that whole consequences thing, that's kind of what happened. So he kind of got, I hate to say it. I don't know that we
Nestorians be Nestorian.
Wow. Just wow.
And with that, you guys can make a donation.
Yes, please do. OCA got shutted, and that makes sense. He got denied being received in the OCA because of some vague, out of context interaction with him and a group of architectures.
Don't get me started on donuts.
Well, you should start up a website called Pizzapedia.
Pizzapedia.
I think that already exists. Actually, there's a guy in this area called Nepa Pizza Review who actually he's like I would say he's probably one of the few people who's really in the top 5 education wise in terms of pizzas. A group of guys. It's a controversial take, but I'm interested in knowing. Again, I don't think that doing that necessarily. I'd have to see the evidence if I'm being honest. Like, did he do this to people in a church? Did he do this to people in the street? What were they doing wrong? What did he say? Yeah.
What was the context, I guess?
Yeah. What's the context? He says when they bad behave, saying they're chimping out. Well, again, now one thing I will say is I've seen chimping out used for a variety of different races. So, including white. So
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that doesn't tell me anything. It has been used a lot as a pejorative on black people in Walmart. I mean,
whoa, cold-blooded.
What were they doing? What were they doing that he had to ruin their Walmart experience by calling them chimp outs? Like, well, do you see what I'm saying? Like, you ask the multiple questions. Were they doing something horrible?
There's a lot better way to handle that, really.
Yeah,
wow.
Were they doing something that they shouldn't have? Like, were they? Yeah. In chat like this, one has to be specific unless it gets you banned. Well, it doesn't get you banned, but like this was presented as like, why was this guy parked in a fire lane? Oh, come on. I park in fire lanes. You know, sometimes everyone does it sometimes. I mean, I've done it.
You can briefly stop on them. You just can't stay there.
Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't give you a right to start calling people racial epithets and then saying they're chimping out. Because, no.
That's not cool.
That's a compromise as Indians are overtaking Walmarts in Kentucky. I would not be surprised. Which is wrong. I'm not sure which is the wrong. Yeah, I mean, unless it gets your channel taken down.
I hope that happens, and I hope they're Walmart greeters. And when they come, when you leave, they say, "Thank you, come again."
Oof. Oh.
We have a sense of humor, guys. Come on.
All right.
I love everybody. I love everybody. I don't care.
All right. Well, once again, we are now in the 30th minute. So we did, of course, reach the goal. So one more time, we're just going to if I find it.
Winning.
Thank you to everyone. To Father Boniface and Reader John, for our listeners, to those who asked questions and had comments, and those who support our mission. Support the channel. We at NFTU need your help. Support us by subscribing or donating at NFTU.net or on Gifts&Go. We remember all of you in our prayers, and thank you for all the support from NFTU. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Man from the time they've gone after his livelihood. I mean, I don't know. There are people called nuisance streamers, guys. Anyway, I'll review the. We'll talk about it. Great show. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed nativity. If you don't hear from me before, God bless you, and you have a great night.